Hello, everybody, and welcome to Swim or Sink 226. I'm Drew Murray, joined here by Jolteon Jack, and we got some amazing Splatoon action coming to you live on a Wednesday night. Starting off with round one, we got Iron Golems versus Fanoodles.
I am personally not familiar with either of these teams, my good friend. I don't know what your thing is, but I am very familiar, of course, with our stage, which is Robo Robin Splat Zones. It's enough to bring a tear to Dynamo Main's eye.
Yeah, Zones Ramen, I feel like it's starting off a lot of different sets. You'll see it in Ludi, you'll see it in Swimmer Sink, you'll probably see it in Low Ink as well. But
it's just a very consistent, dynamic map. It's not favoring any side particularly. It's, you can very much get pushed back in it, but it's also very easy to get around stuff with the amount of flanking routes. I feel like the verticality and the different angles that you can approach in this map allow for a lot of mobility, and it's just a lot of fun,
Oh yeah, it's definitely one of the best zones maps in this game. As you said, it is really good for Dynamo. So yeah, I don't play Dynamo a lot, but when Dynamo got that crazy buff, I'm like, yeah, let's see how it is. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is a weapon. So we'll see if anyone decides to pull it out. Most likely, I'm going to expect to see probably some heavy Splatlings, because heavy Splatling has been the talk of the town, I feel like, for the last at least few weeks, at least since the last update. But we're gonna have to wait and see what either of these teams decide to go with.
I find heavies rise once again to prominence in the meta just very funny, because I had not heard anybody playing this weapon for so long, and
it was so sudden.
Yeah, and now I see it literally everywhere, and I really don't know what changed.
Oh yeah, you don't really understand, because last night I was playing some JPX rank in around 2000s, and it was zones, crab leg, and museum. I think it was a decent rotation. I was playing heavy deco just because I wanted to play Splatling. I'm like, I'll play heavy. I had a game where there were 5 Splatlings and 2 leaders.
Oh, Jesus.
5 heavies and 2 leaders. I'm like, what are we doing here?
So that's my worst nightmare. I'm going to let you know that now.
I won. I got up 200 points in X. I'm happy, but it was...
Yeah,
I don't even know how to try. And after that, I was like, I'm out. I'm done. I'm not playing Splatoon anymore tonight.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't want to either after that. But we promise you folks that you'll be wanting to stick around for all the stuff that's going to happen tonight, because this is just the start of it all. And I am so good with timing right there as we get right into our first game. First group up, very classic. Ooh, the Aero Spray mixed with the Dapples will be fun. Double Reef Slider. There's the heavy that we were talking about. Mixed with the Carbon and the pair of shooter weapons that you are going to see a lot on this map, which are the Gal and the NZAP. Cooler options are ranged between the Pencil and the NZAP. It really just depends on who gets that first. The zone flip is going to be to the Iron Golems, so they do take one down right up here on the start.
Yeah, really interesting. Deciding to run a Silver Aero Spray with a lot of special charge up. Reach Slider Cheese doesn't really work on zones that much anymore, so we'll have to see what they're really deciding to do. But we do see Iron Golems is able to pop that cooler, but Fanoodles still has control of the zone right here.
That whale coming off, just dispersing them a little bit. They got their Snipe Rider down right here. That's just going to really make it so they can't get back in, especially with that Carbon threatening Azuka at any given notice. They are going to force Fanoodle back to zone right here just with the amount of paint they output, and they got 4 specials on deck. That bubble comes out right here. Unfortunately, one is going to go down. They're trying to get a kill right here on the side, but it's forced to drop. One Reef Slider hit, flipped the zone right there, very beautiful, but unfortunately the Tetris got a little greedy and did not pop theirs and tried to challenge that Gal, and unfortunately went down.
Yeah, I think Iron Golem's plan is Reef Slider Cheese doesn't really work anymore, but what if we ran 2? Reef Slider Cheese doesn't really work anymore, but what if we ran 2?
The hit game Splatoon 3, the soon-to-have spin-off game Splatoon Raiders on Nintendo Online for $20, and then this happens.
Yeah, and for $50... you can get Star Fox 64 for it as well. We'll have to see.
Oh, gosh. Yeah, no. I will say a couple things about the game right there. one of the reasons that I think maybe the Tetris did not pop Reef right there is because they did know they had the insurance of Cooler, because once they super jumped back in, I saw an immediate Reef slider that got punished and maybe a kill or two, which was very, very helpful to like keep their team on the move right there. And like with Ramen, you definitely need to keep up that aggression. You know, like you need to know when to fall back, as we saw, but you definitely need to know when to like keep the aggression going. And specials like Reef slider are great for extending.
Yeah, I feel like both those teams really did understand when they had to push up and when they had to play a bit passive. I think Iron Golems is going definitely for a more aggressive playstyle. They got that arrow spray, they have those Tetris, so they have a lot of paint and kill power with those Reef sliders. But at the end of the day, offense and defense can also, like, either way you can win a game. So we'll have to see how these teams decide to. Maybe they got a little taste of the action, so
yeah.
See if they
I will say, yeah, no, we're probably gonna end up like replaying that game, of course, because we weren't that far into it. I will say, just based on what we were seeing, the pencil from Iron Golems was really getting shut down. I think just like the pressure that Heavy Splatling offers in combination with the speed that Carbon has getting in, it is very, very powerful. Looks like we are getting a message from the ether about the update of the score, because the game actually still went on. It was just our camera that unfortunately went down.
Yeah, so we'll have to. We only got a taste of it, but they're still going at it. We're gonna have to see it. Who decides to come out on top in this first game? But we can just talk along about, like, we got about a minute worth of gameplay from both these.
So yeah,
roughly. So, do you think this will, whatever we saw, like the aggression, aggro versus defense? Do you think that could also be true for our second game, Rainmaker Museum?
Oh, for sure. I would more so say so in the sense of clams on Museum. I feel like Rainmaker is much easier to snowball on in this map. But even then, like, that's more so just like to the first checkpoint. If you don't immediately like get going, the match can like drag on for quite a while. But I very much have seen very, very quick games here on Museum if you don't have the ability to keep up that defense. Based on how these two teams are playing, I'm thinking it's going to be a bit more back and forth. Start might be a little hectic, though, I will say. Really,
yeah,
you do not want to lose a person or two off pop of Rainmaker on this map. Like, that's true for everything, but especially here, just due to like how easy like the spinner allows for you to jump to pedestal.
Yeah, I feel like Rainmaker elims don't really happen, like pop elims don't really happen on Museum a lot, because the Museum Rainmaker only paints the top spinner. It doesn't paint the ground around it. So I feel like Hitbox Jinx somewhere here or there would like stop from something happening. Hitbox shenanigans, yeah. It's really weird on Museum, but like overall, I personally am not a huge fan of Rainmaker Museum because there's a lot of stall cheese potential and all that. But
I haven't seen
the corner due to despair.
Like the one that you bring it past into your base up into the Rainmaker can't pass zone off of that little grate. That thing's annoying. Yeah,
I'm more talking just grabbing Rainmaker, going into that corner right by.
Oh wait, are you talking about like the one that's like the glass pane, that you can just sit it up there?
How
many Rainmaker cheese spots are there on this map?
Probably a lot. There's one in particular that the enemies would have to go all the way around to like they would have to do like a U-turn, get to the
to go down. I feel like they have a much like, just from the little bit I saw, I feel like they have a better handle just on the overall game state. But you know, anything can happen. We still got 2 sets left. The Fanoodles is on match point for this set.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, is this a best of or is it a play all?
It is a best of.
I had to take a look again to see what it was, and it is a best of. So, yeah, Fanoodles at a match point for this first round. So,
I feel like match point on Rainmaker on Museum. I see a lot of that for some reason. It's just I don't know why this is such a climactic map. Maybe just because it's been in the game for so long.
It has. I mean, look, if you think about it, in September, this game is going to be 4 years old. Like,
oh Jesus! Don't say that.
Think about that. And the Splatoon 2 was only what, a little bit over 5 years old when Splatoon 3 came out. So yeah,
it hurts.
Yeah, it looks like we are having some more bit more stream issues, as I believe they did get into their second game. But we're having some internet jank issues on our end, which, I mean, it happens. Welcome to...
Yeah, thankfully our players in this tournament are still very much going at it, but we are, unfortunately, here at SOS experiencing a few difficulties. Yes. Unfortunately, the state of Pennsylvania seems to be working against our lovely, lovely streamer.
We are currently sinking, but we will be swimming soon. Trust me.
Mm-hmm. So how's your day been going, Drew?
It's been all right. Made dinner. What else did I do today? It's kind of like, it was my first day off in like probably almost a week, so I was like,
that's nice.
I gotta enjoy this. But
yeah, no,
I had a good day.
We had to skip in my family. We had to skip Mother's Day for like some reasons and whatnot, so we are like delaying that to this weekend. So me and my sister went to go get my mom a present at this like lovely bar that is near us. Really, really cute place. We got her a really cute t-shirt and a glass that I know she will very much enjoy.
Sweet. Yeah, I had to work a double on Mother's Day, so that's
awful.
Yeah. In a restaurant as well, so that you can.
Oh God!
That I dealt with.
I hope you got tipped good at least. Really?
I mean, I'm not a server. I'm a host, at least in the morning, so I don't make tips. That's just how it is. But I did the to-go orders at night, and I made it probably about $50 in tips, which it is what it is. Like, I'm not complaining, but I worked about 9 hours that day. So, yeah, I walked in and like the doors were already open a half hour early. I'm like, oh,
lovely.
Okay, just throw me in without any warning. Cool.
Also, to all of those wondering what that clattering noise is that keeps coming from my mic, my dog is very much in a playful mood right now and is demanding that I throw the ball at him. And the room that I, commentate from in my house is just not built for playing fetch. It has very bad angles from where I'm seated to and anywhere that I can potentially throw this ball. And also the chair I'm sitting on is elevated, so I have to reach down all the way down here, if you can hear me, to get the ball.
I can hear it.
Yeah.
It's like the game still going on. I wonder what's going on with their match. I wonder what's going on with their match.
What's going on in chat, I wonder?
Chat seems like they're fine.
TV/ I'm not logged into my Twitch account, this is right.
Wow, imagine not being logged into Twitch.
It's been a second, okay? It's been a bit since I was here on SOS.
Alright, you can check Twitch. I'll check the YouTube live stream.
You got it. I'm just waiting for the security code. It'll be really funny if you manage to check the YouTube chat and the Twitch chat before I even get one open.
Well, I already checked the Twitch chat because I had Twitch open on the side.
Wow, dang! He's not leaving anything for me to do. Can't believe this.
I'm prepped. I always keep Twitch chat up on the side whenever I comment. That's just how I do it. It's just how I've always been.
Yeah, no.
Can't do that, of course, if I'm doing like in-person stuff. But if I'm on over the internet, over the World Wide Web, I can do it.
How many in-person tournaments have you done, friend? I've only done 3. I mean, I am now over, as of a couple weeks ago, I'm over a year into my journey here as a commentator, and I have done a total of 3 lands.
Yeah, you just made me realize I've been doing commentary for over 3 years. Oh my gosh. I was like, yeah, I'm like pretty new. Like, no, you've been doing this for 3 years, buddy.
You've been doing this since this game came out.
I've done a lot of like collegiate, like side tournaments, like mini tournaments. So I've probably done at least like 4 to 5 of those minimum, and then I've done 3 Riptides, and then.
This just in, folks. We see now that Fanoodles has taken the set 2-0 over Iron Golems right here. Dang, close out right there, there.
Yeah, and we wish we could take a look at the specific. Maybe I could, if I look in bracket, we can see the specific scores. But, no, we cannot. But by the looks of it, neither of those matches were KOs. So,
No.
There were no KOs in that set, but we don't know specific scores. It's just kind of how it's going to be.
We do not know specific. Oh, have you settled down now, George? Are you good? You content to just sit there and stare at me? Good. Stay there. I love him so much. Round 2. Okay, let's look at this right here. I am. Ooh. I'm not able to see anything, Drew. Are you?
I can look at who's playing, but I can't look at the maps. But it looks like this next set is going to be between Colon 3 Degrees and Kayo Calamari X.
Ooh, okay. And just checking out right here what we have on screen. It seems right now our team Sun Eater had a bye, so the only teams that have played each other have been the Iron Golems in this grouping. Fanoodles taking this 2-0 is going to set them up very nicely going into the next set. You know anything about these 2 upcoming teams, my friend?
No. I feel like I don't really have a lot of knowledge of like the mid-level of this community of this. I know a good amount of top level. I know a good amount of low level. Mid level is kind of just like an anomaly for me. I'm just like, oh, they're good players, but I don't really know them. Or at least most of them. There's a select few that I will know, but
bro doesn't know me. Can't believe it. But our first game is going to be on Zone's Ship-Shaped Cargo Co. I always enjoy these. Okay, well that's fun.
So
I personally enjoy this as a Zones map. I think it's fun.
That's your opinion, and you can have your own opinion about it.
Right. You're allowed. Yes, exactly.
You're allowed to be wrong sometimes.
I'm allowed to be right as well.
Sure.
Nah. Yeah, no. I feel like what I like about Ship Shape is probably what you dislike about it, which is how the zone itself works with its 2 platforms over top it, and how that controls a lot of engagement in neutral and whatnot. Personally, again, as a Dynamo player, I love that because I can just fling stuff over onto onto the enemy side, down below me, up top, and it'll hit somebody eventually and just cover a lot of paint. It's fun.
Yeah, I just don't like Ship Shape overall, just out of that.
That's fair.
That's just how I've been. I'm just like, Ship Shape is just like an okay. Like it is like okay at best.
It's got like the same color scheme and not vibe, but like idea as, oh god, what was that one in Splatoon 2 that was the stage? I can't remember. Starfish. Yeah, Starfish main stage. I miss that map. I like that.
I miss a lot of the Splatoon 2 maps, but
yeah,
like I've always tried to like every now and again I will always try to like hop into like a ranked game on Splatoon 2 and I like won't find a lobby and I'm like, okay. But I'm not an X rank in that game. I'm at like at best like S+2, so it's like I'm not finding anything here.
Yeah. I miss a lot of the maps from Splatoon 2. I'm very biased because Splatoon 2 was it's been overtaken by 3, but it was the game that I spent the most time in.
Me too. But I put like 4 times the hours in Splatoon.
Yeah, no, I adored the maps that were in that game.
Yeah.
I miss my reef so much. I want them to bring it back.
They really should have. They really
brought back
should've.
Urchin, but they didn't bring back reef.
Yeah, I don't know why they did not do that.
Here's hoping. Next update. Coinciding with the launch of Raiders, please.
If that even happens, I don't even know at this point. We'll have to see.
Yeah.
I mean, it really well could. You never know.
It's very possible. I think I personally don't know the future, but I don't think Splatoon 3 is necessarily going anywhere anytime soon. Obviously, Splatoon 2's elongated lifespan was due in large part to the pandemic, but I still feel like there's plenty more ways for this game specifically to grow without us getting a new issue. And a lot of that is bringing back old maps and introducing some new ones that I think will very much spice up the tournament scene.
Yeah, and I feel like new content isn't even the only thing that needs to like keep this game alive. I feel like the North American League is really helping with that.
Oh, absolutely.
As well. Like, a whole tournament ran by Nintendo just for Commentators Splatoon. Like, heck yeah. Do they play Turf War? Yeah. Is that a bad decision? Yeah, but...
Yes, I mean, as somebody who's competing in it, yes, it is.
I'm not. But Nintendo actually acknowledging Commentators Splatoon in North America is... Like, heck yeah.
Yeah, no, that's... Obviously, we joke about Nintendo Wi-Fi and stuff like that, but the Splatoon side of Nintendo very much does seem to want this game to thrive in an online sphere, and I do greatly appreciate that. Again, sometimes their decisions aren't great. I don't know why they keep buffing Gal, and also why they keep putting Turf War in their tournaments. They do, and I question them every time that happens.
Who knows?
But like, it's definitely, we're definitely getting better representation than the Smash Bros. Scene. That's for sure.
Don't even get me started on the Smash Bros. Scene. Let's just inch away from that.
Yeah, I was about to start singing a funeral song.
It looks like we're still waiting on a room for both of these teams. Do you have any weapon predictions?
I'm expecting to see probably another. I feel like this is also a very good Splatling map. I just feel like a lot of the maps that like Pencil used to absolutely destroy people on, Splatling, people have just found out that Splatling just kind of, if you have a very like good mobile Splatling, you can just like destroy a Pencil that's in its usual spot. So I'm expecting to see a lot of Splatling. Maybe an E leader. I feel like this is a good leader map. I'm also definitely expecting to see a bucket and a reef weapon, maybe a threat specifically.
Yeah, if there's not a bucket in this game, like, what are we doing?
Yeah. It's expecting more long range bucket, typically like V slosh, maybe a dread or two. If I see a trosh, I won't be a tri slosh. I won't be too surprised, but it would be a little out of the ordinary to see that and not another like normal slosher. In terms of anything else, this is a decent bow map. More so for Wellstring. I feel like the zone is small enough that Hammer is very, very effective here on Ultra Stamp. But other than that, I think, standard array of what we see here in Comp Splatoon.
Yeah. On the topic of, I would love to see some stamp action because I love to see hammer throws.
Same, so much.
I have a new ongoing bit where every time I see a hammer throw, I'm just like, hammer throw! I literally will cut myself off mid-sentence just to do it. And I want to see it. I haven't really been able to do it in a while, just because I haven't seen hammers. But
I thankfully get a lot of hammers whenever I'm on SOS. I get to see a lot of good, like solid, like worthy of Thor hammer throws. I repicked up Mini Splatling,
my beloved,
like a couple months ago. God, that weapon's fun. And I like, I just picked it up like a day before the tournament just to like mess around because we were like warmed up, but I was wanting to just mess around with stuff, and I got really good with it. And then the next day in the tournament, I was kind of pumping off with how many hammer kills I was getting. They did recently nerf the splash damage, which, to be fair, is needed.
Yeah, it was. But it was so funny.
Sometimes that somebody would throw a hammer, and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm fine, and then I would explode.
It was so funny with how overtuned it was, though. Like, I couldn't really even be mad at it sometimes.
I could be mad at it when it happened to me, but when I'm watching it,
oh, it's hilarious.
It's the funniest thing in the world.
Or sometimes I feel like I would. Yeah,
it's one thing when a bomb explodes next to you. It's another thing when you see a comically large, like squeaky hammer, fly through the sky and then explode on you.
Yeah, it's one of those things where you have enough time to avoid it, and you kind of just don't.
Yeah, you're like, again, you see it, and you're like, I'm fine.
Oh, I should move. Or it's like, oh, I see it. Oh, I should, and you're already dead.
Yeah, its range is definitely very interesting, but I will say, like, mid to higher levels, people do get better at just like straight up just like clonking people with it when they throw it, just like tearing straight through them, which I would love to see here. I love it whenever we get like a collateral with something like that.
I mean, there is a lot of times where I will just throw a hammer and I will literally throw it right at someone's face and it will not kill, and I'm like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we back to early Splatoon 3 hammer hitboxes, or like what is this?
Oh god, don't remind me.
I know, it was that bad.
Yeah. Speaking of early Splatoon 3, this is not a bad crab map at all. It's a little awkward to try to paint zone with crab, especially if you're up top. But once like set up, you can definitely like tear people up with crab on this map.
Yeah, absolutely. Really excited. Yeah, it looks like we will be starting right now. We finally get into our first, hopefully, full match of SOS, and I do see an Octobrush is really interesting, and of course the good old fashioned heavy splatling as well.
The paintbrush heavy splatling combo is one that I was not expecting to see as much as I do. I know like several teams that do play it. We already seen the paintbrush taking a very aggressive stance right here, taking it to the enemy platform and just keeping them off while the rest of their team on Degrees here takes control. One member comes down as that zip cast from the Octo Brush comes out, but it gets countered by the another brush, keeping Degrees here in control of the zone, allowing their Gal player to push up with a whale right here. They've got Kayo, Calamari all the way back up in their base, and they're counting it down to 50.
Yeah, this map is very small camp heavy. We do see a tri-strike coming out from the side of Kayo Calamari. Pizza Squid trying to see if they can make a play. Gonna get taken out by that heavy who pops that wave. And we do see Drop the Roller have that bubble ready so they can get a offensive position if they want to. Octopus trying to push up, not able to get anything right now, and they're in a tough position. The two are going to go down for Kayo Calamari, and the tri-strikes are going to get popped. It's not going to be enough, and it looks like Colon 3 is going to take a resounding victory in this first game.
I think that Gal got a triple at the end right there. I think that's why they're just stanced up at the end, because I saw three members of Kayo Calamari just sort of delayed run into that little side area on the left to try to flank around, and the Gal and the Heavy were waiting for them. Unfortunately, you can't just run straight at those weapons. You have to go around them or force them out with something, and it did not seem like Degrees was able to do that, and it allowed Kayo Calamari to take this first game.
Yeah, absolutely. They took a resounding lead in this game, and they did not let go at all. Going to game 2, do you think they'd be able to hold on when we go to Tower Inkblot?
Tower Inkblot, okay, God. Kayo Calamari, Degrees 3's, or 3 degrees, colon 3 degrees, colon 3 degrees. They're very, like, a weird comp of double Gal, well, I say double Gal, 96 and 52 with Paintbrush and Heavy. It's very strange on this map. Apologies for my dogs barking.
Yeah,
it's very strange on this map. I feel like Wavebreaker could be helpful, especially if you're like defending or trying to push up through bats. But aside from that, the Paintbrush is going to be annoying as heck on this map.
Yeah, the double Gal was interesting, especially paired with that heavy splatling. It's really a lot of offensive pressure, but a lot of the ability to like hold positioning where they need to, because they have that vac if they ever want to like just deny enemy ink, as well as the splatling having so much paint. It does allow them to hold a lot more space than your typical comps would be able to.
Yeah, I will say I do think KO Calamari's roller brush will, assuming they don't change anything up, I feel like this is a better map for that. Zipcast is very strong on this map, and I also know there's some wonderful, wonderful flanks that Roller can take advantage of. Also, I feel like Bubbler just in general is very strong in this map. There's some very good choke points that it's useful for. It's also very good at taking and holding VATs. But it will really just have to see if KO Calamari can just like adapt to the immense offensive pressure that we saw from Colin 3 Degrees.
Yeah, Colin 3 Degrees with that match point up 1-0 in this set. If they win this, they will take this set. And I'm seeing a really interesting pick from Golems with that Clash Neo.
We got double blaster, my friend. We have the rapid. That is not a rapid blaster pro deco. Excuse me. That is the Claws 96 gal. Apologies, friends. I got my weapons confused. I saw blue, and I was like, yeah. And I was like, hey, to be fair, they are both cooler weapons.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they are running that cooler. 2 specials popped on the side of Colin 3. Fled with that 52. Just going on an absolute tear, getting 1 and an assist, trying to get a second, gets the assist on that. And Riv is just able to just ride that Rainmaker as far as they can, getting to that second checkpoint already in the first 40 seconds of this game.
Gosh, this map can really, really snowball heavy, but right now it is just the Splatling. They are able to cancel out. Beautiful, beautiful aim right there by Riv. They're just trying to hold as much space as they can, but unfortunately, when you get triple teamed like that, not much you can do. This is what KO Calamari needs. They need to reestablish control of mid, because the amount of paint, you wouldn't think looking at that team comp, oh yeah, Colin 3 Degrees has a ton of paint. That Clasher paints more than you think. Combined with the paint that the Heavy lays down, it is just insane. We see the Gal right here trying to get a flank. It does get shut down right there, not killed, and unfortunately KO Calamari's 2 people down, and their backline are still trying to fight this Gal to no avail, and all of a sudden the rest of the team is up there, 2 down on the side of Colin 3 Degrees, but the entirety of KO Calamari's defense is gone.
Yeah, Colin 3 Degrees going on an absolute tear to get down the members of KO Calamari. They are able to regroup on that tower. Riv just putting so much pressure, able to pick up that Nail Splash, was going to go down themselves. Getting all the way to 35 this early in the game is really tough for KO Calamari, but they still have 3 minutes left in this game. They can mount a comeback, and with that hammer down, it might be a little bit more difficult with all their specials popped.
They need to stop running at this 96 gal. It's not gonna work. I just saw him take out a hammer and another shooter while just getting Reef Cooler back up there for their team. Riv right here placing down the Wavebreaker to just act as a little shield for them as they ride here on tower with one of their teammates. They are unfortunately gonna go 2 down right here, but honestly, Riv is staying alive and just holding position right here. It's just doing so much for the team. They're just keeping up so much offensive pressure, and the rest forcing KO Calamari to just pick fights like independently, very aggressive. We do see the brush finally take out the 96, but they're immediately mopped up by oh my god, this Gal just constantly going up on this flank on box. Gets 1, looking for the second, maybe even the third up here in VATS. Gets 2, the third's retreated, but they have secured what they need as these chumps come in.
Yeah, Flood going on an absolute tear on the enemy path. Seeing Riv pop a pretty aggressive Heavy is something really interesting, but that Cooler is going to get taken out by the tower. I think Riv was able to take it, but unfortunate placement there for the side of Colin 3 Degrees, as they are able to get a little bit further, all the way to 23 points remaining as 2 are down for KO Calamari. But it is just an absolute tear, both of these teams. Who on top? An aura pop by Fled keeps the push alive, and they're gonna just keep on going as long as they can.
They cannot kill Fled right here. The aura reproc, just giving them the little bit of paint they need to reestablish some control of the area, get the ink they needed for that wall, buy time for the rest of their team back. Just like that, it's 2 down on the side of KO Calamari as they've made it through the final checkpoint. They're in the final stretch, and Riv just guns down any opposition that tries to come down ramp. The winners of this set are going to be Colin 3 Degrees in such a dominant display of offensive pressure.
Yeah, so much offensive pressure. Riv doing an offensive Heavy slot like Fled with that aura filled 52, and the amount of RNG required with Silver's 96. Colon 3 Degrees able to go on an absolute tear and take this second game and this set for themselves.
Wonderful, wonderful work by both teams, but unfortunately, when you stagger that much, you can't really you aren't able to do much. And I will say that Colon 3 Degrees did a phenomenal job of like staggering the kills that they got on Kayo Calamari. So they were always like disrupted. They were always coming back at like 1 or 2 at a time, not all together, and it just really allowed them to continuously just pick people off and separate them so they can just have control of mid and of their enemy base. Wonderful, wonderful stuff.
Yeah, and looking at Group G right here, we do see Colon 3 Degrees getting the 2-0 on KO Calamari X. And looking at these other sets, KO Calamari did lose their first round doing During Speed 2-0 as well. But we still got a lot. We still got round 3. They can still make a Mako Record placement, so we're gonna have to see. And it looks like our next match is already ready, so we might just hop straight into this next set.
I am always down for it. A little Google Giggles and 6K ping right here on Umami Splat Zones. I mean, you may disagree with how good the last set zones map was, but I feel like we can all agree that Umami Zones is phenomenal.
It's literally the best map mode in the entire game. I don't know what you're talking about. At least in my opinion. I love myself some Umami Ruins.
It's definitely top 10 for me, maybe even top 5. I don't know if it's number 1. I have too much of a soft spot for Ramen, and also just the Splatoon 2 player in me loves Humpback Rainmaker too much, even though I feel like I might be Stockholm Syndromed into that.
Yes, I'm kidding. Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. Maybe I've just been Stockholm Syndrome, but I love that. But this is just such a solid. I will say I think it is probably the best ever 2-zone map that's ever been made in the series.
Yeah, I'd have to think of like the other 2-zone. We don't really have a lot of 2-zone maps. I'd have to.
Well, we of course had Tilted Towers in the first 2 games. We want to talk about how much we love that that zones map.
We're not going to talk about that one. I was mainly
that's what I thought.
3. I was mainly talking about Splatoon 2 and 3. I mean, we got Flounder in this game. No. What else we got for a 2-zone map?
Urchin Undertow.
No. Undertow.
Yeah, Undertow Spillway. Not Urchin Undertow. That's
yes, Urchin Undertow, my beloved.
Yeah. Undertow Spillway. There's several like large zone maps that I feel like should be 2 zones but aren't. But you said Manta.
We have Manta. Manta's a solid one.
Yeah, Manta Maria. Manta's okay. I will say I feel like it flips a little bit too much for my liking. You said
that might be it.
On Splatoon 2 and 3, but you forget that Tilted was in Splatoon 2.
Yeah, but the zone, it wasn't a 2-zone in Splatoon 2. It was just 1 zone.
It wasn't a 2-zone in Splatoon 2?
No, it wasn't. They changed it.
Oh, thank God, that's right.
Yeah. It was only a 2-zone in Splatoon 1. That was not a good one. Yeah. But I did play probably about a year ago when I played Splatoon 1 again for like the first time in like years, and I'm like, wow. This feels terrible. Like, it was fun to go down memory lane in Splatoon 1, but I'm like, oh my gosh, this is just what are we doing? What were we doing?
Yeah, but like as opposed to us just complaining, why don't we talk about why this is such like a good 2-zone map? On the one hand, the zones aren't too big. They're very easy to like reach for both teams, and like there's not too much maneuvering that needs to be done. I also think that just like the mid platform is such a like lovely area to fight over and utilize once taken. It's easy. It can be hard to like break out on this map, but not as much as others. But we'll have to save the philosophical discussion of map importance for later. Ooh, we got sword v sword here, a mini splat lane like we were talking about earlier, hoping for some stamp throws. I see a good crab weapon right there for the normal splash-o-matic, and a pencil for either side, as right now we are seeing both teams just vying for control here.
Yeah, these are probably some of the most competitive Splatoon comps I think I've ever seen in a long time. We do see a hammer throw going, not going to be able to pick anyone, as the Stamper is going to get a pick for themselves, but it's going to go down in a trade. And it looks like 6K Ping was able to get the first pop, but they are immediately going to get torn to pieces as Giggles is going to take this out for themselves.
Yeah, no, that was a beautiful, beautiful double from the Stamper on the side of Giggle. Popped immediately after a Zipcast. They unfortunately got a little greedy with their positioning there. They definitely should have fallen back all the way once that blaster was on them. And with 3 people down, this is probably going to switch over to 6K Ping. It does, forcing the mini Splatling player back into base. They do have a hammer ready. Hammer! They got one!
Right. There's one. First of the day, first of many, hopefully today. We're going to have to see that mid flat. We do have the Slosher all the way in mid, going to get a rough position, going to get taken out, unfortunately. Lorpus with that stamp, going to be able to get a pick right there, as 2 are down on the side of Giggles, unfortunately, and 6K Ping is going to get the lead flip.
Oh, that's a beautiful, beautiful like little jump back right there from Splatana, knowing that you were a little bit too far up. Unfortunately, still overcommitted a little bit to those bomb throws. I love taking this crab position right here. It's such it does such a good job of like covering all the enemies' bases when they're trying to respawn or even flank off to the side because it has such a good control of hit. I will say with a few players down, combination of stamp and some strikes along with a Zipcaster, that's 3 down on the side of 6K Ping, and it looks like Giggles is going to take control of zone again. There's still 3 minutes left on the clock. Anybody could do this because there's a lot of penalty points on the side of 6K Ping, and in just a moment Giggle will be marching their way down, but hopefully that Booyah Bomb doesn't catch one of them off guard like it did right there.
Yeah, but they were able to get a pick with that splash in the process, so not the worst thing ever, as Glorpus getting a pick with that Stamper. Giggles is going to hold zone still, and the hammer is going to come out and solidify that pick as well. Whole bunch of scrapyard gameplay in mid. Zone is still flipped in this in neutral. No one has control yet.
Oh my god, no, they're respawning. Wait, is the mini going to be able to make it in time? They do. Okay, they managed to hold on. No, with the pencil and that Booyah Bomb coming in, it is going to once again flip over to 6K Ping. I was trying, you might have heard me coughing there, folks. That's not because I have a cough. That's more so just because of the impact from that, from that Stamper hit, both the Ultra and the Chainsaw Stamp. We are seeing right here as Glorp just takes control of mid, but realizes as their pencil goes down that they're not going to be able to hold it for long, falls back. They're going to try to save that Zipcast for the inopportune time. Sword v sword right here. They're trying to catch them off, and it looks like Giggle will take that trade. 6K Pings are working down their penalty, but with 2 members down, it looks like this is exactly what Giggle needs. Going for the long down hammer. Unfortunately misses it right there. Was expecting somebody to maybe move around, but God, they were able to. I spoke a little bit too soon right there. I thought the Spotlight was going to make it.
Commentators, curse like always. 2 down on the side of Giggles. They're going to have to back up this pencil in a terrible position. There, unfortunately, Glorpus is going to get completely pincered as well. 6K Ping doing a very good job of getting the picks when they need them and are able to hold the zone long enough. Only 28 points remaining, but they're taking down that penalty slowly but surely. Only a minute left in this game. Giggles is going to need to find an answer and hold on to it as long as they can if they want to take this match. And it looks like Mulchfan is going to get taken out by that triple splashdown, but they're going to get a trade. But all 3 of them, the second I say that, are going to go down. And that's a wipeout in favor of 6K Ping.
Oh god, I felt that stamp hit in my soul right there, popping with the aura as well. They're finally through their penalty points right here, finally counting down. Only 40 seconds left on the clock. Just X-Man just holding this Booyah Bomb like he's Cyclops charging up the Octic Blast. Looking out for that hammer throw, avoids the zip, the hammer throw, and the Splat Bomb right there. They're only down to 1 point. They managed to get control of the left zone. Those strikes are going to try to take control of right. They're battling for control right now. It looks like 6K Ping is able to hold it. They do, and they take it right there. What incredible work, sending the what looked like the Stamper off to the side to just pick them off from behind to cut off any like paint after the special, so they couldn't like fully follow in after that, and it allowed 6K Ping to secure their victory. What a great first game.
Yeah, and I thought for a moment Giggles was going to be able to recap the zone, but it just wasn't enough. X-Man was charging that Booyah for such a long time. Like, the hammer throw is good paint, the slaughter being a support paint as well. It looks like they almost got it as the Tri-Strike is painting the far zone. They had like both neutral almost in their favor, but it just wasn't enough paint as they all got taken out as 6K Ping is gonna take that first game.
Yeah, no, I feel like what really sealed it was allowing that allowing two of their members to get picked off right then, because even if they had like angled their strikes a little bit differently, so they would take both zones and put a penalty, like a massive penalty for only having 1 point left on to 6K Ping. Losing two members means at the end there means they just do not have enough paint to keep both up, and it would have flipped eventually. So wonderful job. Let's see if they're able to keep that momentum going as we head into Barnacle and Dime Clam Blitz. This is definitely like top 5 Clam Blitz maps for me, for sure.
There's not even a lot of good Clam Blitz maps in this game.
I mean, yeah,
so I feel like it automatically.
That's why I was a little hesitant when I said the number, just because I'm like, wait, how much is it? Like in comparison.
There's not a lot, but so it pretty much automatically puts Barnacle in top 5. So it looks like we're gonna be hopping almost pretty much straight into it.
Hey,
we got 6K Ping has a match point in the set, so we're gonna have to see is Giggles gonna be able to tie it up and go to a game 3.
Both teams swapping it up right here. We're seeing like actually, did 6K Ping change up? Did they have that blaster in the first game? Yes, they did. Never mind. It's just Giggle recognizing that they need to change a little bit, swapping out to a splatter shot and a V slosh that'll allow them to have, the same pressure that they had with their strikes in the last game, with the added benefit of a Zuka right here, which we're going to see try to counter the crab. Unfortunately, gets shut down right there. They do stop the crab from doing any more damage, but oh, never mind. That thing's still going fast. They already got 10 clams on their side. A Booyah Bomb forces a jump out right here, and they have so little control of the paint in their area, but thankfully it looks like they're able to rally together right here just for a moment. If anything, just to push X-Men and the other clam carriers back.
Yeah, 6K, I was going to say, is pushing up so aggressively, but the double Zuka pick by Molchbrand is able to just completely stop any aggressive potential that 6K Ping had, and Giggles is going to mount the offensive themselves. Cooler is popped, Tri-Strike is popped. Beautiful. All the specials for Giggles just getting popped quickly. Larpus has that Zipcaster charge, going to pop that as well, seeing if they can get a pick there. Stingling does have a Power Climb ready, locked and loaded, and they are going to get the first score of this game.
Yeah, no, they killed any backline off on right side bridge here, allowing them to get in all the way down to 62 points right here. Only a minute and a half gone. The Zuka doing a much better job of like distracting the crab right there, able to get one kill, looking for a second. They aren't able to get it, but it does allow the rest of the team to get it down to 53 with still about half the time left, but it looks like they don't have enough clams to keep it going right there. They're going to fall back. How did a member of 6K Ping sneak all the way over to the right side right there? What the heck?
Yeah, I was noticing. I saw them like out of the corner of my eye. I'm like, they're still back there. I think Molchman will eventually find them, and they are going to get that pick. Losing a power climb in the process, not really what 6K Ping really wants. Tri-Strike and Cooler popped for Giggles. We got someone on the rail. I think that was Psycho. They're going to have to back up for now as the Booyah Bomb is popped. Not going to be able to pick anyone there. Giggles just holding neutral and holding mid as long as they can, eventually trying to see if they can get a pick. Gavman popping the triple splashdown, I think is able to pick one, but and it looks like Giggles is gonna have to retreat for now.
Yeah, no, they unfortunately went down right there. The clam carrier does go down to the blaster, but they are quick to respond and maintain control. They're doing a good job of just like knowing that when they can't like extend, they have the lead right here. There's a minute, there's 2.5 minutes left. Half the game's already gone, and they're so far been the only ones to score. They can play it a little bit slow right here, but as this crab comes out, it's quickly countered by the Zipcaster. That's very, very good. Psycho forced to flee right here from the Zipcast, which is terrifying. Even if the Zipcast doesn't get a kill, it forces the crab to retreat and allows for the rest of the team to focus on 3 members, making it a 3v3, and they were able to get 2 down right here and now start their own offense. 19 clams on their side, 15 to 6K Ping right here. This is a lot of eco on the board. If either team loses any like major like clam carriers, it's going to be devastating to their overall run here, regardless of what happens. We're seeing the Cooler pop right here from the pencil, looking to get a kill, does get one right there on Zip. The Zook trying to pressure. That Booyah Bomb is going to pick one off. Are they going to try to run in with these strikes right here? Unfortunately, 2 go down. That's one more. It's just the pencil, and they are by themselves, and that is a delayed wipeout for 6K Ping.
It's complete scrap. Both of these teams are going multiple 2, maybe 3 men down, and it's just everyone just loses all the economy they had. We went from 19 to 15 to 0 to 2 in the span of 30 seconds, and we got a complete neutral state for the last minute of this game.
This is not what you want to see if you are 6K ping right now, because they need to get the eco fast. They do have all of it on the board right now with 13 clams, but that losing that much is very devastating right now. They do have 2 down on the side of Google Giggle right now. They do want to push with that, especially since they have Splashdown ready on the blaster. The Crab is able to secure a 3rd kill. The last one's off to the side here. Delayed wipeout right here. They need to move in with this. Zip just like, they know that they need to be patient though, because if they don't really get it here, they know they're probably not going to have another opportunity. Ooh, that well-placed splat bomb right there is actually going to take out Zip and halt any like movement right here, allowing them to get Zuka. This is not what you want to see, Drew.
Yeah, 6K ping has so much offensive pressure, having 2, 3 down almost, and they're just gonna get picked one by one. The pencil getting picked off, and then one of the other members. They still have the potential to win this game, but as the Stamford goes down, it's looking even more unlikely. Google Giggles going for a pick of their own. We do have Psycho going for a jump in. They're gonna get the jump, maybe.
Yes, they are. No! Google Giggle breaks the barrier. No! They unfortunately know with 2 people away trying to score, it leaves Google Giggle to like with hardly any defense to get past. They were able to break the barrier. That was heartbreaking. Oh.
Hey, we got a game 3 now.
Hey, we do. I'm always down for that. I usually complain that I don't see enough game 3s. But right now, I'm very, very impressed right there with just Google Giggle's ability to just like remain calm, even as their opponents got a jump in right there. Yeah, you see that they were able to just kill the blaster, which was really the only thing in their way as the stamp was respawning. Right there. Mind you, I don't necessarily think there was another place 6K ping could have really done with one of their members, unless they fully committed to like one of their members staying on defense. But even still, Barnacle Dime's a long map, and if you commit everything to that defense, and even if you stop it and it goes into overtime, I doubt they would have had enough time to like get back to the old to their team. So I really don't think there was anything they could do right here. But it's anyone's game as we are going to go into Splat Zone's Mako Mart.
Good old reliable Splat Zone's Makeup Mart.
Not quite the like final destination that Zone's Haggle has become, but like pretty close. It's more like a small battlefield, you know?
Okay, low key, I see Zone's Haggle more as a battlefield and Zone's Mako as final destination.
Really?
Yes. Because I feel like we start with Zone's Haggle a lot more than we start with Zone's Mako.
My personal experience has had to be the opposite, but I can very much see the argument. They're both very similar in the sense that there's 2 like, you know, hit areas that you can slink through on either side, great for flanking. That allows you to get up to the enemy's area. I would just say more so that Haggle is more like final destination because the zone is a more standard shape, and there's nothing like in the middle that necessarily blocks painting as much, whereas the cushion here in Macklemore definitely does. Not looking, swapping to a double strike comp for Google Giggle, while as the 6K ping knows what works for them. They have the hoping that their lag advantage will grant them victory right here. Then I will bless them.
Yeah, it looks like we got a neutral slate right now with 6K ping. It's going to take the first zone of the match. Psycho does pop their crab. A little bit of a drop right there, like into pit. Not really what you want for crab, but they're going to be able to get that pick anyways. Extrahead just getting completely zipped around. They're going to go for the pick on the Google Giggle zip. They did get it, but Google Giggle is immediately going to pop strikes and flip the zone for themselves.
I will say I loved how X-Man like just after the other stamp like missed the like last little like zip cast they could have had right there. They just stood there waiting. They didn't like try to push the jump. They just stood there because they knew they had the range. But we are seeing Google Giggle right here thanks to that offensive pressure and stopping another push that came in while I was having a laugh. They are able to get the zone all the way down to 65 right here. 2 down on either side, and with it being the pencil and the other offensive member forced to push back. This isn't going to allow Google Giggle to just keep going in there. A bit too much aggression right there from Psycho, but Zib is coming out. Psycho, unfortunately, just keeps going off with these crabs. Like they're either like super aggressive with it, or they immediately get shut down by just the amount of paint that Google Giggles is putting down. They only got 16 points left to go.
Yeah, Google Giggles is taking a resounding lead in this match, so going down to the last 10 ticks, getting the picks they need, and it looks like they're going to be taking this set.
That was they lost the first game. They recognized like what went wrong, made some adjustments comp wise as well as just mentality wise of just like slowing things down a little bit, getting more used to their pace, and then they really ramped it up in this game, and it did not look like 6K Pain could recover from it. Wonderful job to Google Giggle right here. Just God, the zipcasts that have come out this game have been very good, I will say.
Yeah, there's been a lot of really good zipcasters, and a lot of good like special usage by both teams, even in the other sets that we're seeing. So it's been a lot of good games. But Google Giggles is going to take this set in 2-1 fashion. Our first game 3 of the stream, and it looks like it was the first and only game 3 of Group K.
I mean, hey, I mean, even if it was like a 2-1 rather than a 3-0, it still was like some pretty quick game 1 and 3. We are going to take, as you did say, my friend Drew, that unfortunately they are the only people who have really gotten through this right now. So we are going to take just a little bit break before we get back to you with bracket, but stick around because SOS isn't going anywhere, folks.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Swim or Sink 226. We're back with Top Cuts Round 1. I'm Dreamer, joined here by Jolteon Jack again, and we got an amazing set between the Cafeteria and Magnolia.
Can't believe that we're bringing the whole Cafeteria to fight a Robo Ramen Splat Zones. This is crazy. This is crazy right here. I will say, God, when their name is Milk, it's so perfect. We didn't. I was about to say, as we saw in the first game, we only saw about a minute of the first game. But as we should have seen in the first game, Zones Ramen is very much like a tone setter, I feel, for this set, because it's a very dynamic map. It's very much possible that either team could take this just depending on the comp they play, as the map itself, it allows for a lot of back and forth. It is easy to get shut out in this map, but there's so many ways to get out of this for any team that I do plan to see it to be like a long haul. I expect this to be one that goes to the end. I personally am not too familiar with either of these teams. Drew?
Not really familiar with the teams itself, but I do recognize some of these names. I've seen around. I've seen, of course, Mellow. I think they still play Dread.
I think
I've seen Brave. I think I've seen Harachu. Just like I recognize the names from places, but like it's like you get spots, but you don't get the whole picture. But we're gonna have to see what either of these teams decide to do, and I'm pretty sure they hopefully should be picking weapons about now, so we should be getting into it. Hopefully soon. But yeah, Robo Ramen, we really only got like a minute of it like in their first set because of technical difficulties, but definitely I do agree it is like a tone setter for like how a set's gonna go. Because especially now, because this is Top Cut, like neither of these teams, I think either of these teams have not lost a set yet. So this is like the best of the best for SOS 226. This is going to be a gauntlet to get through.
I love how we sawed off the first map from the first set and stapled it to the closing two map modes from the last set that we watched. That'll make for because I feel like these three maps as a whole are just a very, very solid like set. Like any Splatoon player, I feel would be happy to play on.
You will see this in any tournament ever.
Yeah, no, for sure. I'm expecting to see. We saw Pencil last time we were here. I'm expecting to see something like that again. Something that I feel a lot of Pencils and any other weapon that plays with a sprinkler that's typically backline. You know, Pencil, heavy splat lane, dynamo roller, stuff like that. I want to see more people throw their sprinkler at the bottom of that ramen bowl that we see right there, because that's such a great sprinkler spot. That's so out of reach for like most weapons in the game. Yeah, I feel like I don't see it nearly as much as I should.
Yeah, I always sometimes try it, and it's
a very odd angle to get.
It's such an odd angle, especially with how chaotic the game is. It's really hard to like get it actually set like perfectly, because if you try too long, you're eventually gonna get flanked. You're gonna get.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, like it's something you try to hit at the beginning of the game and you miss, and it's like, well, I'll try again when we next have control. But if you can pull it off, it's such a good. Even if it is like just a thing of like it forces the pencil to look up, the opposing pencil to look up for like 2 seconds, that's still a lot that you can do right there.
Yeah, that's 2 seconds that they're not aiming at you, so it's like that makes all the time in the world. That makes a difference.
Yeah. I will once again repeat the sentiment that I had in the first set. I really want to see some roller action on this map. I really, really, really want to see a dynamo roller come through, because this is this and Humpback are like the dynamo roller's like dream map, just because of how the terrain works and how much it plays with verticality. I'm hoping for that. Not expecting to see it. Even with the buffs that it got, rollers are still like a little. People like them or they don't.
Yeah. It looks like we are going to be finally getting into our first match of Top Cut. Here's queuing in to see what we got in store for us, and I do see a pencil and a Sculptures.
Duelist Vultures with Slosher is going to be. This is a very like long range team compared to a very mid to short range team. Both have a pencil, but I have a feeling those Duelist Vultures are going to provide like a much needed range advantage right here, as we see. But then again, Magnolia, the paint that this comp can output is insane, as we're seeing right here. Both teams are just vying for control right here. I love the Splat Bomb getting a kill on the Junior. That's going to allow the Cafeteria to take control as they push even further into the food court. Here, Cooler coming out so they can play a little bit more aggressive. The Slosher, beautiful jump, literally almost like hits health right there. I love it when people utilize the like super jump part of Cooler, because you don't see it all that much in lower levels.
Yeah, I feel like jumping out is like really, it's hard to like do it like very quickly sometimes, and Cooler really does help mitigate that time where you're like trying to like fiddle with like your map. But it looks like we're just getting a scuffle up in mid. Magnolia finally able to take zone for themselves first time with a minute into this game, but Cafeteria is still holding strong, holding their own. But Magnolia does have a crab, and they're gonna pop that, and they're just gonna hold the zone as long as they can. Hopefully get a zone flip or a lead flip.
Yeah, no, they that zone flip, the crabs on both sides were able to get some very nice kills and hold paint for a while right here. We're seeing Dripsy trying to stop a flank off to the right. It's going to be forced to retreat and give up their standing, but they do provide enough time for Magnolia to get the lead. But with a crab and some tri-strikes on the zone, they have neutralized it, and Cafeteria has once again swung it in their favor. They're often like their lead push right there of the Slosher. Yeah, the Slosher themselves being the first thing to push is like interesting. You want the Slosher to have some backup, or at the very least have like the enemies be like a little bit damaged so they can pick them off very easily if the Slosher is going to be the first one to go in right there, as we already see the zone once again flips to Magnolia.
Yeah, Brave was like a little bit of an awkward angle for that crab, but they're gonna force the member of Cafeteria to jump out. They do still have lead, and no one has painted for zone yet, interesting. But Magnolia is finally going to take it from themselves and try to melt down those penalty points as much as they can.
Yeah, no, as I was saying right there when I accidentally interrupted you, I always forget that little like pocket on the right there is there. It's such a good like place to retreat if you need be and like get a jump out. I'm very impressed with how much both teams are like focused on staying alive. In the sense of like, you know, your life is a resource in of itself. Like you existing is going to be something that the enemy team is forced to shoot at right here, as we see that 2 go down on the side of Cafeteria. Like look how many jump outs we're seeing. Like they're really utilizing the Cooler super jump. I mean, these teams are undefeated so far in this tournament for a reason right here, but right now they can't, the Cafeteria can't take control. Magnolia's like the zone has once again gone into neutral like 3 times, but they've been able to keep it. And one of the reasons is I do see that beautiful sprinkler in that position we were talking about. It's down to 4 seconds. Can they do it? That's 2 down on the side of Magnolia. They flip it. Woo!
Ooh, final seconds of the skin of their teeth. They're able to flip it. Crab versus crab battle. Brendan does have the firepower advantage, but Brave is gonna drop down into like the lower levels with their crab. Interesting decision, but Cafeteria still does have zone control. As I say that, as Magnolia flips it, they still have 60 penalty points they have to push through, which is a good amount. But Dripsy able to get the assist pick right there, and they pop the Zuka. Able to get the pick on the pencil right there. Beautiful Zuka right there.
Yeah, no, I love me like some very like good like strategic Zuka shots. They're always just like so fun to watch people line up. They suck to fight against because I feel like I'm getting blown out of the water and there's nothing I can do. As we see right now, that God, those penalty points are counting down fast. Parachu out here with the pencil. Ooh, that crab's gonna be a little spicy right there. They're pushing in with that and the wave breaker, but with a bubble out that's gonna cut down on their ability to paint zone right here. And once again, even with it neutralizing, it just flips right back over. And Magnolia takes the first game. What a wonderful game 1.
Yeah, both teams punching it into overdrive. Magnolia able to come out on top in this first match. This is a set. I mean, both teams went back and forth in multiple times in the set. So this is like, Cafeteria can definitely mount a comeback if they wanted to.
I very much fully agree. I mean, as we saw right here, Barnacle Dime's another map that like can very much drag out. It can also very much steamroll. So maybe like we saw like Cafeteria sort of have an initial lead in the match. I wonder if they'll be able to like maybe keep up the offense bit right here. As we head into Great White, what makes like a truly great Splatoon team is your mental stats, like because your mechanical skill is like however impressive it is. Without the right mentality, it's not going to carry you far. And you need both to succeed as a player. But what I feel like separates like the good players from the great players is not necessarily their mechanical skill, but their ability to adapt, both in the heat of the moment and in between rounds. So are we going to see any strategic changes in weapons to like either counter or better suit the map? Are we going to see like how are they going to adapt to how is Cafeteria going to adapt to Magnolia's ability to like jump out as often as they do? Like, are they going to be more aggressive or just be more like stalwart in their defense? It really just depends.
Yeah, definitely. I think on that topic as well, I think the main three things that separate a good Splatoon competitive player to a great one is you went over two of them. A, mechanics, of course, the obvious one, but two, mental is definitely another really big part of it. But I think the third one you're missing out on is game sense. Yeah. Like, what you kind of brushed over when you were talking about mentality, but game sense, like being able to adapt to what your enemy is doing, like even mid-set or like mid-match, like in the moment, is definitely what separates the good from the great. So will Cafeteria be able to adapt with what they saw in that first match and be able to bring it out through Clambless and maybe take the game? We're gonna have to see. Will they change any weapon combos? We're gonna have to see.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like what separates Splatoon is just how fast it is. You know, a 4-player shooter like being this fast is very much unheard of, and like you have to, and with how its movement mechanics works, you have to be quick and like react quick to it. We're gonna like, you know, with your adaptions. Ooh, they're bringing out the Splat lane right here, trading out their shooter as well for a tri-slosh. No changes on the side of Magnolia. They know what works for them, and I respect that. We are seeing that is the dually sculpture deco. Is that what those are called? Nouveau?
It's the custom
dually sculptures. God, I feel like I never see this weapon, but those chumps might be able to help the Cafeteria get in there. And I definitely, depending on how much subs power up they're running, those squid beacons will very much be utilized well.
Yeah, Magnolia definitely gonna have to adjust to these team comps. They have a lot more range with that, having a lot more firepower as well. But, and as well as that cooler from the Tri-Slaughter as well, but Red is gonna try to get a pick, not gonna be able to, and very rough break for them as the cooler goes down, so they're gonna have to pay for another cooler. Brave is gonna immediately push in and be able to score the first 20 points of this match. Will Magnolia be able to get any points, or is it gonna be a 20 and out?
No, I feel like it's going to be a 20 out right here. And what I feel like actually held back Magnolia was actually the super chumps. We saw them get popped right there. Something that even I don't like utilize as much as I should is chumps like defensive ability. Because if assuming they don't immediately get destroyed upon landing, their imminent threat forces people to back up. Like and they do create like a ton of paint on the ground that isn't like. It's not instantaneous like a strike, which is like a very small area that you can cover up quickly. They cover quite a large area that is very hard for teams to move through. And we're seeing right here, Cafeteria is pushing in. They managed to get like a lot of eco right here, get some like very necessary picks, and they get the basket broken themselves, but they need to get at least one more clam in or else it's not going to mean much. And it looks like all of their clams are gone right here. Oh, yeah, no, those chumps aren't going to do anything. They aren't even going to get a lucky kill on an unsuspecting Magnolia player, and they're going to go down to 81 right there. That's not what you want to see with how much I felt like that push could have been.
Yeah, but it's showing the dynamic between these two teams. Both these teams are so close in skill level, just going for 20 and outs. Like, maybe drop out a power clam, but they're not letting any more clams go in. And it looks like Cafeteria is on the defensive as Brave is going to get another push for the members of Magnolia. But with 3 of them down, it looks like it's just going to be a 10 and out. And Cafeteria is going to be able to get a push for themselves. They have so much economy ready in locked and loaded. Soda with the power clamp ready, locked. And are they just going to be able to eventually find the moment to push in? And it looks like they're finally going to be able to 3 down on the side of Magnolia. And Cafeteria is going to push this as far as they possibly can.
Yeah, no, they were patient right there. I was really worried that the Slosher was going to get like too aggressive, but they managed to buy enough time for their team to pick off everybody else. And also, even then, after that, keep the push going to allow a teammate to jump back with the other Super Clan, bringing their score down to 39 with 2 minutes left. And with how, like, you know, back and forth it's been when it comes to these teams' ability to like control space, I feel like Magnolia is in a bit of a tough spot right here, getting the assist right now with that Zuka, forcing the rest of them off to the right for their flank, allowing them to get their Super Clam holder, forcing another one back. Dripsy looking for the kill. They do manage to get it right here. This is what they need for the start, and they got the eco. God, they got that eco so quickly. Oh my god.
There's no power clams with so many clams readily available. You only see the Brave finally get the power clam ready, but they're in a trap, and the crab's gonna get a strategic break, and they're gonna get the score.
Yeah, no, but unfortunately right there, we saw the Dually Squelchers come around from the side and force the rest of Magnolia back. Wonderful, wonderful. Like, that's what we were talking about. Game sense of like, yeah, no, okay, I see the rest of the team coming in, but they're like, thanks to the strikes and how much paint the rest of my team is putting down, they're scattered. So I can sneak around to the side right here, get a kill or two, and force the other ones back to abandon their Super Clam right here. And right now, once again, with only a minute on the clock, Cafeteria is in advantage. They have so much eco. Like, them having eco is obviously good if they want to push in, but it's also just depriving Magnolia of the resources they desperately need right here in the final 45 seconds.
Yeah, and Brave is going to get taken out by that Tri-Strike. Unfortunately, they didn't try to shield in through that crab. Soda with that power glove as well, just shimming around mid. Just absolute sauce and movement from that Slosher. Just so, so many mechanics, but they're going to avoid this. I don't even have words for those last few seconds.
Yeah, no, like, I got caught a little bit off guard there. Slosher movement is something that I'm never prepared for, and when it happens, I am, like, thrown completely off guard, as you heard right there, folks. But it looks like unless Magnolia can manage to get... They do have a... like their pity clam in base, so this will go into overtime as we're seeing right here. But unless they get some very like strategic picks right now, they're not going to be able to make it in, especially since Cafeteria has cooler right here. That crab coming out along with that bubble might be what they need, though, as they got some members respawning. They do take advantage right here. They need to get in. Brave, unfortunately, gets shut down, and even with the jump, they're not close enough. No, Parachute just unfortunately looked up, but it gets cut down by the waiting Cafeteria members. They were hungry. It was lunchtime. They didn't get to eat at the food court, but they take it here. 1-1. We're going to game 3 here in first round of Great White.
What a way to start off this bracket.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I got to chill out after that one.
I need a moment, Drew. I do.
Hey, we both need a moment. We both need a moment. we gotta mentally prepare ourselves for game 3.
Yeah. That was okay. We're moving to what you consider Final Destination, what I consider Battlefield, Mako Mark spot zones. Based off of the performance in Robo Ramen, how do we feel this game is going to go?
I feel like Cafeteria is gonna keep running that heavy splatting. I feel like it really worked for them with the amount of paint they were able to get. So I feel like they could still hold with it on I think a smaller zone map like Mako would be really well for it. Going against a pencil, I don't know how well it's going to be, but we're gonna have to see. It worked well for them in Clan Blitz, but Zones is a completely different beast, so we'll have to see about that. Trying to think. Custom Dually Squelchers was a really interesting pick. I don't know if they'll stick with it. The Chumps displacement is really helpful, but I don't see it being great on Mega Mart.
Yeah, no, with a lot
of elevation,
with the awkward zone shape, as well as the 2 pillars off to the side and the cushion in the middle, it does make Chumps a little awkward on this map. It's very hard to line them up properly where you can get the maximum value for them.
Yeah, so I don't know if we're gonna see the Chump Dually Squelchers. Really cool to see that because you don't really see those a lot.
Yeah, no, I can't remember the last time I saw that.
One thing that's actually been really interesting that I really haven't been able to talk about is Dripsy running the Neos machine. How often do you see Neos machine?
More than I see custom Dually Squelchers, I will say.
Yeah.
But even then, like it's definitely
lot.
like I definitely see the other sloshing machine more than that.
Yeah. It's like seeing a Ganon in top 8.
I thought you said we were moving away from Smash, but you can't. No comp changes. We got the dually squelchers back. No comp changes on this side of Magnolia either. Wow. Both teams are feel like they found their mojo right here. I feel like it really comes down to special utilization. I feel those chumps as we were discussing, but definitely the strikes from the Tri-Slosh and the what I think is going to be the Crab and Zuka from Magnolia is going to be like I feel key deciding factors in who takes it. As we see right here, Magnolia wins this first team fight and is going to take zone control of Crab already on its way.
Yeah, Mello was doing a really good job in backing up, but it wasn't going to be enough as Brave is going to get a pick with that burst bomb. Really great job by them. They're going to try to just throw some burst bombs on that enemy plant, see if they can get anything going. Right now, they don't have any picks, but Magnolia already halfway through their points. Gets a pick with a burst bomb, throwing threes like Steph Curry, and see if they can hold on to the zone. So far, they have been successful in that.
How did he avoid that wave breaker jump? Actually, the tiniest wave breaker jump I have ever seen in my life.
Yeah, and it looks like Magnolia still has, I was going to say still has control of the zone, but Cafeteria finally able to flip it, get some points for themselves. Magnolia being greedy with those points, so Cafeteria finally able to get some for themselves. Great job by them. Able to get a pick with that flat bomb around the corner.
That was a perfect splat bomb right there. We've seen a few of them tonight. We see these strikes coming out, just trying to disrupt. But unfortunately, with those strikes, it's gone. That means the Crab, I was going to say, is going to have a free reign, but actually does get shut down by a good little like team coordination right there. Zuka is going to be instrumental to picking off any potential flanks right there. With those chumps coming out, it's going to force Dripsy over onto the side, which is just going to buy Cafeteria more time to get points. They are going to have zone neutralized right here, but they're trying to hold it for as long as possible. They're about to get lead right here. They do manage to do so as the Crab is popped. Even with 3 people down, they have that lead is huge right here because 56 penalty points is a lot to work through. We still have 3 minutes left in this game, Drew. I feel that we got a bubble and a Zuka left on deck for Magnolia as they're just waiting for Cafeteria to pull something so they can pop this off to get maximum value.
Yeah, we do see the Zuka pop. You did say that 50 penalty points is a lot to push through, but they got to 75 in their first push. Cafeteria is able to put it in a neutral state as the bubble is popped and the cooler is popped for Magnolia, trying to hold on to that zone as much as they can for dear life. Trying to pick off Sota, the pencil not able to get that pick. Cafeteria finally able to flip it in their favor, but 2 are down. It's just a complete mishap in picks. Both these teams getting so many picks on each side. Magnolia able to reclaim the zone. Only 40 penalty points this time they need to claw through. And this is still anyone's game going into the final 2 minutes.
Oh, beautiful awareness right there by Parachu, able to spot the little ripples of ink and like just shred that person who was hoping to get a little flank off right here. We see the Tri-Slosh coming down right here, just immediately shut down by Drizzy. They are not letting anybody come in. They are close to retaking lead and they want it bad. As we see here, they finally get out of their penalty and they are going to take lead right here. The Dripsy just holding it down here on left. The Tri-Slosh is back for a rematch, but knows they're outrange, especially with the pencil looking at them. They're down to 5 seconds, but with 2 down on the side of Magnolia and those chumps, the chumps are going to flip it right there. Beautiful work. Soda just waiting for them to pop that Zuka, knowing that they have one more shot. It runs out right there. They're just they can take their time right here. The longer that this person is separated, the longer that Cafeteria has, but it does unfortunately flip right here. They're coming back around to try to get some action going. Almost neutralizes the zone, almost flips it, but he once again goes back to Magnolia right here. They need to get the zone in control. They finally do.
Yeah, final 60 seconds of this match. Cafeteria does have control of the zone, clawing through those penalty points as quick as they can. But a bomb is able to get the pick right there. Very great pick by the junior. And Magnolia is just trying to keep it in their position. The bubble is going to hold some space, so they can't get the pop, but it looks like Magnolia's paint is just too much, so they're going to be able to cap for themselves.
Yeah, no, that bubble, like, it bought them like a second or two, but it got shredded immediately. And with how the members down, Magnolia wasn't able to get it. Those chumps go off. Team 4 just doing their best to just maneuver around, gets another bubble in the span of like, what, 20 seconds or something like that, is able to pop it up, which I do feel like is going to provide it. But even still, Cafeteria is able to flip it in their favor. But there's only 10 seconds left, and with 2 people down, it once again flips into control of Magnolia. It is just the Tri-Slosher on a mission here, but unfortunately, they get gunned down. 2 seconds, it flips, and Cafeteria is in control. The pencil gets 1. They're looking to just like hold here. They need to buy enough time possible. It once again neutralizes. Now the overtime clock is going to be ticking down. Strikes are coming out to try to push them back.
I think I'm able to stop it.
Shredded right there. We are seeing it, but no, they aren't able to retake it. It goes out. You never see this in zones. Oh my god.
Magnolia holding on. They didn't even need the cap. They just need to make sure that Cafeteria couldn't retake. And they are able to hold out and take the set by the skin of their teeth in a 2-1.
By the steel of their magnolias. I can't believe it. I don't even know if that joke is
these last few seconds. I thought the strikes was it. I thought the strikes was just going to be a hold. Like,
I don't know how that
wasn't.
Those strikes.
I have no idea either. But looking at our Great White bracket, Magnolia is going to move on to face Sun Eater. As we do have some other results from some of these teams. Baked Potato is going to take down GIGGLES 2-1. Enduring Speed going up 2-0 against that team that I can't pronounce right now.
Capo Caco Revenge.
Sure. Yeah, that. And we do see Touchscreen going taking the set 2-1 against the Shiggy Wiggy. Definitely a team name of all time.
I always love Splatoon team names. It's like my favorite thing about comp Splatoon. But unfortunately, that will be the end of the set for you and me, Drewmar. We've had a couple of fantastic games, but we got to pass the torch on for our other friends to carry it on into Great White. So why don't you tell the lovely, lovely people watching where they can find you?
Yeah, you can find me over on Blue Sky at drewmar.bsky.social. You can also find me every now and again over on Twitch at twitch.tv/drewmar_. I don't really stream that much. I will stream every now and again for a random amount of time. I have nothing set. So you can find me over there. But, Jolteon, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me at Blue Sky at jolteonjack.bluesky.social, as well as jolteonjack.22 on Twitter. But for right now, that's going to be all from us. Stay fresh, y'all, and don't go anywhere because we got plenty more games here at SOS.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SOS. We are coming at you with the rest of our great white bracket. But before we get right into it, my name is Carney. It is a pleasure to be back on the mic this week with somebody I've never done commentary with before. Nax, how are we doing tonight?
Carney, I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here too. We've got some really amazing matches up ahead of you guys. We're gonna be taking y'all all the way to Grands, so you're gonna be sticking with us for a little bit here. We're gonna be hopping into our round 2 BO3 here pretty soon. Let's take a look at what these two teams have to offer for us. We've got Doom Desire at our seed number 3 versus Baked Potato at our seed 6. So neither of these teams I'm really familiar with.
Yeah, same here. We're gonna have surprises all around because us here in the commentary are learning things just as y'all do watching. Y'all are watching.
Actually, wait. I'm a liar. I know 49er. 49er was 49er played in New England with Z-Tier. I'm pretty sure.
New England. I'm so sorry. Where was that one again? In
Waltham, in Massachusetts.
Ooh, Massachusetts. I don't know why I reacted that way to Massachusetts. Oh yeah. That was the one you said. Yeah, because you were at that one, right?
Yes.
I've only been to H-Town recently. But that was super fun. I know we were about ready here, it sounded like, but I don't know. Where are we going to first? Zone Zumami?
Oh my gosh, wait,
no?
Hold on.
I lied. I'm so sorry.
Go ahead. Oh.
Nope. Okay. Okay.
I
didn't lie. I'm a truth teller. I'm a truth sayer. Don't doubt me. All right, we're going to Zone Zumami. Zone Zumami is funny.
I really like Zone Zumami, not as much as I like Mahi Zones. I do want to shout out before we go in Theo on Baked Potato, who is a member of IPL's very own seeding staff. Shout out to you. And holy gold, Nautilus, Swag, whoever you are, you immediately are my favorite because you're playing my main weapon.
Oh, really? Oh, sweet. Okay, perfect. Well, we're going to get to see that in action here. Already one on Doom Desire the Octopus. I didn't quite get who that was. Going to go down by Liam on the Gluka Dualies here. So it's looking like we're seeing that first take is going to go over to Baked Potato, but very much still skirmishing in here. And we're going to see how things play out with this first fight.
Yeah, and I'm really liking all of these weapon choices around. Like, it's not every so often that you see the arrow spray, but I feel like it could be really good here, especially with the Reef Slider cheese. We see that Tri-Slosher coming in, getting a couple of really good picks before jumping out. Doom Desire just moving forward with the rest of their team now, has the zones just solidly under their control.
Yeah, for sure. No, that first take went over to Baked Potato, but definitely didn't last long. Very much still in the middle of the fight there, and Doom Desire was ready to not lose their heads with that. Now we're seeing that timer getting all the way down to 50. And you know what you said a second ago I found interesting about the Reef Slider cheese, because initially my thought was, Reef Slider cheese isn't so much of a thing anymore. But then I remembered we're on umami zones where that can actually flip at least one of the zones. So that's something to consider there. But those points are already down at 20, Cardi.
Yeah, no, they are just keeping a solid grip on this zone. They are not going to let that first little lead from Baked Potato just shove them astray. Now we're down to the single digits. Baked Potato has to go now if they want to keep the zone under their control. Those triple ink strikes are going to be coming out. Now the zone is neutralized and the paint is just flying everywhere, but 3 down on Baked Potato means that Doom Desire back in control, and after a wipeout, a solid KO from Doom Desire, taking that first game under their belt.
Pretty solid victory there. And Doom Desire, I believe, was our number 3 seed, right?
Yes, it was.
Yeah, okay. Then showing why they got that number 3 seed then. Very nice plays from Doom Desire for that first game. Going to get a fist bump out of that, so that's always nice. We're going to see a replay here. Yes, I was interested in that. That was an unfortunate replay. It looked like the aim was like a little bit off there. I feel like if that was aligned just a little bit better, that might have been able to be a proper zone retake. But honestly, I'm not sure if it would have been held anyway, considering the advantage that Doom Desire was out there.
Now let's look ahead at our second match that we've got coming for you guys. Now, tower control on Hagglefish Market. Some people call it the Great Equalizer. I just call it plain old bread and butter of Splatoon 3. I feel like you can't escape this map mode no matter where you go, and I'm honestly kind of curious as to see if we're going to get any sort of comp changes, if we're going to see with the same old, because you can't really... I feel like if we're going to see a comp change, it'll probably be the silver arrow to the gold arrow with the Booyah Bomb, because Booyah Bomb on tower control is absolutely busted. But I don't know. We'll definitely see as we get, like, more into game starting. Yeah.
You know what I just realized?
What's up?
Breakdown on one of the teams is a player for Daybreak, one of UT Austin's Splatoon team, and my alumni team.
Yo!
And I noticed that Aerospray, and I was like, that's something about that Aerospray. And then I noticed the name. Yes, that's gonna. So now I have something of a stake in this, but I'm gonna have to put that aside as we're getting into this next game here.
Interesting to see that Breakdown didn't switch to gold Aerospray and that we're just sticking with the reef arrow here. I do want to point out the fact that Doom Desire's cooler is the Tri-Slosher, and that oh my goodness. That I was just too invested in the fact that they're running the alternative pen that I didn't even
Oh yeah, no, you're right. I'm so bad at catching comp changes sometimes. They are running that alternative pen, so we're gonna see Tri-Slosher and N-Zap for our cooler choices this time. But already at that first checkpoint, we're seeing here that Booyah Bomb coming out, trying to protect Liam there in order to get through that check, but not quite soon enough, and that they're not quite going to be able to get that first checkpoint.
Going in with that triple splashdown from the Gold Nautilus here. We see that Gold Knot just really holding in that midline right where you want to be. We're throwing out that Ink Storm, which I can definitely see being super helpful here. I did mention that we'd swapped over to that alternative pen with the Ink Storm, and Ink Storm I feel like is a special that has just only gotten better as Splatoon 3 has gone on. We see a divisive lead over here from Doom Desire as we delay Wipeout the rest of Baked Potato, and they're just 49er is just going in there deep with that brush, which is honestly exactly what I expected them to do.
Absolutely. Points already down at 25, and Schwarb's here, great name, going to be able to win that fight briefly, but get taken down right after that. And we are sitting at 15 points. That Ink Storm is going to come out and protect them through that point, and they're going to make it through the checkpoint. And that's game 2 going to Doom Desire once again. Carney, these games have been pretty decisive so far.
Yeah, super duper. They made sure that we saw a quicker set from these guys than our past couple of sets over here on IPL have been, because they just swept the set and are moving forward into semis here, going up against Body of Work, our second seed, which to be expected.
Yeah, but I think that the Aerospray switch that you point out was interesting there, but in all of the gameplay I've ever seen of Breakdown, I don't know if he's ever switched off of Silver Aerospray. So I don't know if that was ever in the cards there. But I do have to wonder, Reef Slider, Hagglefish Tower, I don't know. That's not usually what you would roll with, but gave it their best. But we are going to be going into Body of Work versus Doom Desire. Unfortunately, I'm also not too familiar with Body of Work, but they've been doing well so far, at least.
This is I recognize Spec. I recognize Spec because I think Spec is over on Body of Work. I recognize Spec. I think Spec is a Stamper one trick.
Okay.
But before we go into all of this, we're still waiting on Sun Eater versus Magnolia to finish up. Shout out Magnolia for taking a game off of Sun Eater, my absolute goat. Brave, go get him. Love you. We're gonna take a little bit of a break here because we have a little something something to show you guys on Twitch. So if our beloved Justin would like to take us away for that.
I'm watching left back.
Hey, jump.
They're jumping forward.
Now we're back to a fight for the zone. Both of these teams are around, but 2 down.
Nope.
On to PX.
I'm watching left back.
Hey, jump.
They're jumping forward.
Now we're back to a fight for the zone. Both of these teams are around, but 2 down.
Nope.
On to PXG, the grab tank.
Dead. Zone, ping. Oh, catch it. Oh.
No, dude, don't do this. Come on, kill.
Strike.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SOS Semifinals. I am still Carney. We are still here bringing it to you hot and fresh off the press. We have a pretty incredible set of games for you coming up. Sun Eater versus Touchscreen in our BO5 semifinals. What do you have to say about this, Nax? Because I am personally so hyped.
You know what I have to say about it? There's a lot of A names on this screen right now.
That's true. That's true.
That's my first. I gotta be completely honest. I'm not as up on all the team members and stuff, but that was my first thought. I know you know some of these players already, though, right? Or just recognize the names?
I recognize Sun Eater because Sun Eater has been around like for the past couple of months. I've just been like running in the same circles that Sun Eater has been playing in, and. Sure. I recognize a couple of players on touchscreen. I specifically recognize Tacos and Arizona Southern Style Sweet Tea because they are both on Serenity. And I think I've done commentary for Serenity before. Yeah. Or I could just be making stuff up. I actually have no clue. I lose track of what teams and players I've commentated for because everybody just looks so similar to me because I've been doing this for so long.
Yeah. Understandable, but so what is our so we're going to Mako Zones next, which is dude, I love Mako Zones. A bold take, I know. Incredibly brave thing for me to say here, but that's a good time.
I feel like loving Mako Zones is kind of a lukewarm take, honestly. I feel like a lot of people like this map mode.
That's what I mean. I'm just sarcastically, I mean.
Oh, okay. I was like, I don't think that's the hot take you think it is.
No, that's what that's what I'm saying. Very, very lukewarm take, but you know, there's a reason we play it. It's fun. Yeah. It's good times. It doesn't fail us.
We've got Mako Zones, Scorched Clams, Ship-Shaped Tower, Museum Clams, and Haggle Zones. So pretty solid lineup that we've got going ahead of us. We are going to be playing up to at least Ship-Shaped Tower, which is always a fun time.
Ship-Shaped Tower plays with my heart.
Tower. It's not, again, like I told you that my favorite map mode is Mahi Zones, and I will stand by this until the day I die, but Ship-Shaped Tower's got to be like top 5 of my personal favorites for sure, but I'm also again a freak who plays Nautilus. So.
I can see that working for Nautilus because Ship-Shaped Tower is it can be so snowbally. I don't know, like it moves so fast. I feel like after that checkpoint, you blink and Ship-Shaped Tower can be over, but.
True.
That's not even necessarily me saying I don't like it. That's just a quality of it. Clam Scorch, I know it's a classic for a reason, but Clam Scorch plays with my heart in a way that I don't even know how to describe. Something about that map mode, just looking at it stresses me out sometimes. Maybe it's just because I have so many like distinct memories associated with it because it gets played so much that it creates a swarm of associated emotions that come rushing into my brain.
Hey, at least Scorched Gorge's clam basket isn't where like the rest of its objectives typically are, like right up in your spawn.
Oh my God, can you imagine?
Scorched Gorge could have been a lot worse.
Scorched Gorge if it was good. Just kidding. Man, yes. So I guess we're still getting ready a little bit here, but do you know anything about the usual comps that we see from these two teams? Because I haven't managed to catch them earlier in the tournament yet.
So for Sun Eater, we have a 52 gal that is going to be Ace, No Name, Flex for Zap and Trinavo. The backliner is a leader main. Keto plays swords.
Okay. Gotcha.
And Tacos is Splash Zap main.
Wait, are we talking about Sunny or touchscreen here? Wait. Tacos is touchscreen. But that's
oh my God, Tacos switch sides.
What happened?
We're switching sides. Tacos usually plays for Sun Eater, if I remember.
Oh, really?
correctly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, no, Tacos is Sun Eater support. Tacos, what are you
What the
doing
heck?
over there?
Traitor. Sun Eater, do you know who you're playing? This is gonna cause a rift. Oh no.
Touchscreen. I feel like it, touchscreen is a pickup, I believe.
Okay, that figures. Their picture on Sendo is the picture of the DS, which is awesome, but like the classic fat DS. But anyway, so we were talking about that was on Sun Eater anyway. They have one player flexes between, you said Tri-Nouveau and NZAP, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's right. So that's going to be like the cooler action going on, which is Sippies. Mm-hmm.
I know on touchscreen, Arizona Southern Style Sweet Tea, I believe is a roller main, if I remember correctly. So, I'm predicting like potentially Bubble in our future. Either Bubble or I think they also play Carbon occasionally.
Oh man. On Mako.
So, I mean, Mako and Carbon Roller go together like bread and butter, dude. Like, exactly. Same with like, I feel like Sloshers on Mako Mart also have a lot of fun because it's just the ledges, the stacks. You know.
You said Carbon, and I was looking at Mako on my screen, and I feel like a shudder went through my body. There was a chill, as if something evil just got spoken. Not actually something evil. We support, I support any weapons, but that's
something wicked this way comes.
Yeah, no, exactly.
I can feel it. My spidey senses are tingling. There's a ninja squid right behind me, isn't there?
Yeah, he's right behind me, isn't he? That really is the experience. But yeah, so looking at Carbon then or Carbon or whatever. Oh yeah, you said the other roller. Bubbler also on Mako can be evil. In a good way, in an effective way. But putting it on that main ramp into mid can work out well. But at least from what I've seen in a lot of recent play. But are we still?
I never actually thought about this.
No, yeah. A lot of the time, at least I see the way I see Bubbler get deployed on Mako tends to be on the ramp to mid. I'm so bad with callouts. I'm sorry. But
no. I'm like seeing it in my mind's eye. And like usually I feel like you would see the Bubbler like on stacks.
You see on there too. Those are like the two spots, right? But the one like that's like more lower down, like it perfectly covers that space, like in terms of the space that it takes up.
I never thought about that.
Yeah, in terms of forcing positioning and stuff like that, I feel like it can be really effective. Also, are they good?
We're picking weapons right now. We're picking weapons. We were waiting on one person. We are picking weapons right now. We will be going into it soon. I pinky.
Okay, they just
promise.
joined.
They just joined. I promise you guys, we're not keeping you from the action by our yapping. We are literally yapping because we're waiting on people.
Yeah, guys, we just thought we'd watch it. We got it pulled up on our other monitor. We just thought you guys didn't need to see it. Don't worry about it. And we're not telling any of what's happening. Nuh-uh. I need to keep this coordination chat open. I got it open now. We're good. Don't worry, guys. Everything's
okay. I've always got my eyes on the stream coordination chat because everything that can go wrong will go wrong in a Splatoon tournament. Thankfully, SOS hasn't had many problems. Let's take a look here as we are getting into it.
Yeah, let's see which roller.
Protected. Whoa!
Is that
Umbrella.
Umbrella. Okay.
Umbrella.
Is that a wait?
That's playing Umbrella.
So we are going to be seeing. Yeah. Wait, that's yeah, indeed. No, you're right. So okay, interesting combination here. Everybody gathered on the stacks there on the side of Sun Eater, at least to start. But we're gonna first see that crab go off right away, coming out from Tacos, and 2 down on the side of Sun Eater. And that first take, well, actually, first take was Sun Eater, but it looks like it's already going over the touchscreen.
Yeah, and Sun Eater does end up losing what little lead they had. Kaito has to jump out here. We do have a bubble deployed from that roller moving in here. We have the triple ink strikes in the back pocket ready to be used at any given moment now. As we see the Sippies from Sun Eater moving forward, that E-Leader is going to park itself right behind those stacks, looking to try and maybe get something. But 2 on Sun Eater do end up going down, and we're already down to 50 ticks remaining before Touchscreen takes this first game. But Sun Eater gets a miraculous double, it pushes forward and takes control of the zone, giving a 46 tick penalty to Touchscreen.
No, absolutely, yeah. And you saw that combination of the tri-strikes with the killer whale coming out from Sun Eater that gave them that entry and allowed them to get those picks in order to retake mid there. So now that timer's going to be going down the side of Sun Eater, sitting at 68 points right now. And now those tri-strikes are coming out again in order to maintain control.
Yeah, super solid games thus far for both of these teams here moving forward. We see that there's 47 and counting, 45-40 now, as Touchscreen takes control of the zone once again, giving a 5-point lead differential. Sun Eater takes control of the zone. It is just an absolute bloodbath in mid here, as we see just specials and bombs flying from every direction here, but nobody has gotten a solid hold onto that zone just yet. Sun Eater back in control now, as Touchscreen does end up going 2 down in the moment, and it is solidly in Sun Eater's favor.
Let me tell you, Tacos was not ready to die there for a solid 30 seconds, jumping all over the place until eventually getting taken out, but really holding down the fort there for a minute and trying to maintain like a penalty to apply there. But that zone is going to flip back over to Touchscreen, which is who managed to hold on to their lead before, so now they're finally going to get a chance to work down that penalty. But they do have 1 down, and it's going to go back to Sun Eater.
Yeah, no, it is just anybody's game here at this point. We are 2 minutes and 30 seconds left until the timer is done. Sun Eater is working through those penalty ticks, though. We might see a lead swap here pretty soon if Touchscreen can't get into that mid area and recontrol the zone. We see that roller coming out, that bubble right where you said it would be, right on that ramp area. It's looking like Sun Eater does end up losing control just for a split second, though, before going 2 down. Touchscreen is going to be taking control of the zone, but the damage has already been done. There is now a 10-point lead differential in Sun Eater's favor, 30-40, but Touchscreen is working through those penalty points like nobody's business.
No, absolutely. Now we're going to see Loser coming in and trying to get that pick, but unfortunately going to get taken out by the Gal, although they do have the trademark Sippies ready in order to come right back into the fight. But that those whales are going to come out, and an attempt to combo that with taking a fight, but Touchscreen able to respond there and not quite going to go down just yet, and they're still working down those penalty points. Unfortunate with that stamp there, but able to get the pick anyway. But that's going to end up as a trade. You win some, you lose some.
Yeah, no, Keto does a really good job of taking care of that interloper that had just gotten that E-Leader down. And speaking of Keto taking care of interlopers, gets a really nice pick onto that roller right behind that E-Leader, moving up into that front area here. Sun Eater is working through their points now as we're going to be continuing the countdown. Minute left on the clock now. Keto has the tri-strikes in their back pocket. We see the Sippies coming out from Sun Eater. Touchscreen has been unable to get into this zone thus far, and with those triple ink strikes going down, it's looking like it might spell doom unless they can get it going. And unfortunately, Sun Eater does end up taking that for themselves.
Honestly, holding on to those tri-strikes for just the right moment, because that timer was already ticking down, but using it right at the exact moment when Touchscreen needed to get back into the zone just kind of sealed the deal. I mean, I don't know if they were honestly still pretty far back, so I don't know if they would have made it regardless, but good decisions either way. So that is going to be game 1, Zone's Mako Mart going over to Sun Eater. But you know what? That was pretty close, all things considered. Towards the end there, Sun Eater managed to lock it down, and Touchscreen had a little bit more difficulty getting through. But for the first while there, it was a pretty back and forth game, and I'm curious to see how that will play out on a very player. I always struggle on what exact term I want to use for a mode like this, but player paced usually, because I don't remember who. I mean, it's not one specific person, but you have zones, which is you work at the game's pace as the zone ticks down, the timer ticks down. Same with tower control. But Clams and Rainmaker,
game.
Yeah, Clams and Rainmaker are going to be the player paced ones, and for matchups like this where you see constant back and forth, especially in a mode like Clams, I feel like that's when it really gets crazy. So I think we might have something in store here.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Clamblitz on Scorch Gorge can be absolutely volatile if you have like the perfect storm combination of players and teams just fighting against each other here. And I'm really hoping that we are going to see just that absolute bloodbath that you typically see like at such high levels when you go into Clamblitz Scorch Gorge. But Scorch Clams is also on the same like the opposite side of the coin, just really I feel like can be one of those where it's like you just have to wait it out, and maybe it's like deliberate. Maybe it's like 1 or 2 power clams and that gets you the lead instead of just like the KO. Like it's not it's another as slow pace of a Clamblitz like map than some other ones are, but it's still like it can be, you know. I think it goes to show why it gets played so much. It has the qualities of what makes a really good Clamblitz map, which is it really punishes not being ready with clams for your push, right? Like if what you'll see on a lot of maps that get played with clams a lot is they make it there's really good vantage points in order on the defending team side in order to stop a push that's not ready. But anyway, I'm done. I'm yapping enough. We're seeing a fire fin coming out on the side of Sun Eater here. Yeah, really interesting pick. That means that Sun Eater is going to have double wall here, which I'm not entirely sure that I'm vibing with. That gets rid of one of your lethal bombs for another wall, but I feel like it could be really good, especially on this map, because there are so many entry points up into that clan basket. Now Tacos here does end up going with a trade to that 52. Touchscreen does end up going 2 down in the moment, as Sun Eater is in control of most of the map's coloration at this point. We just see them relentlessly pushing forward. Assist gets a really nice pick on to the opposing charger, but is taken out by the Wiper in turn. Yeah, you know, it looks like so far Sun Eater playing this the way you usually want to play a Clam Scorch game, you know, like take it, you're not obviously rushing right. Well, of course, as I say that, they have their push ready, but you know, they set that up well with taking that fight in mid very deliberately and whittling things down and pushing Touchscreen back a little bit more so that they could build up their Clam economy a bit. But as I say that, they're not going to be able to capitalize on that. And you know what? They didn't have too many times ready, but it was enough. They had enough at least in order to get it past the, you know, just single power clam 80 points mark, but not able to capitalize on it regardless. So we're going to see where it goes from here. No, I feel like maybe they would have been better off waiting. And I say that and they just build another power clam and pop it into the basket like nobody's business. Now we see that Pencil does something really, really good here. They pick up the pity clam before the basket closes, so that way, I feel like doesn't Touchscreen automatically get another pity clam because of that? I'm honestly, you know, I'm not even gonna mess around and act like I know for sure, because you know that's just around here. But you know, I'm sure you're right. But that's already at 27, so they're not Sun Eater. You know, I think this push started a little bit dicey with everybody was just kind of trickling in and throwing clams in a little bit, but they managed to get a knockout out of it. So it kind of seemed like they just wanted to keep that basket alive until they could bring their, I believe, an additional pity over there to really get the points in for that game, and it ended up working out. But that's going to be game 2 going over to Sun Eater, and this next game is going to determine whether our set is, well, determined. Yeah, match point already. Sun Eater showing even more of a decisive victory over Touchscreen during that last battle here. We see on that replay as we are just loading those power clams into the basket now. Touchscreen just really unable to get out of that spawn area and prevent Sun Eater from just pouring those clams. Like you said, it started with a trickle, but I feel like it kind of ended in a waterfall here as those clams just kept on. They just kept on coming, and they did not stop coming. There was just clams everywhere. It was like a leak. It was like a leak that you didn't deal with, and it eventually became a giant hole in your ceiling. Yeah, no, exactly. And I feel like with Sun Eater's early, like, little baby lead and the fact that they had most of the paint control, like, with them at the time, really managed to get them, like, the amount of claims that they could have just easily KO'd, like we saw in that second game, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. But that's all in the past now. It's all about tower control on ship-shaped cargo co. So I'm wondering, what do you think that touchscreen is going to have to change up here in order to potentially make some headway against Sun Eater? Because honestly, I felt like touchscreen honestly did not do too bad at all on Zone's Mako on game 1 there, but that one was really a wash. claims Scorch. So maybe that's just a mode that's good for Sun Eater. I can't say for sure, but I am a little bit curious about that.
I think we're going to be seeing Tacos bring out the crab tank again. That's probably like a 100% guarantee, because we all know how powerful crab on tower can be when used correctly.
Get a lethal bomb back too.
Get the lethal bomb back for sure, because oh gosh, does Splash-O-Matic has burst bomb, doesn't it?
That one has
suction. It's got suction, right?
Suction, yes.
I was like, I'm pretty sure it's got suction, but I don't actually know. Somebody had a burst bomb, and I don't know who it was.
It's a different splash that has suction.
Right.
Yes. So we are now seeing Booyah, the stamper with Booyah, which makes sense for tower.
No, I was definitely expecting the stickers stamper, because, like, again, it's Booyah bomb on tower control. It's just kind of like inevitable. We do see though, touchscreen is going to be bringing out like the vanilla leader, but Sun Eater has the C leader under their control now. So I'm really interested to see how they're going to be using that to their disposal, and they're using it quite good so far. We see that Kraken just come and like absolutely smoke a guy on touchscreen. Now we're already almost to second check already, and it hasn't even been a minute since this match started.
This is what I was talking about with tower control ship shape, man. Like, it's just you blink and we're at 20 points. It's like, what happened? Although that Booyah Bomb is going to come out and do what a Booyah Bomb on tower does best, and able to stall out the tower a little bit so the touchscreen can maybe try and recover somewhat here and see if we can get this pick so that maybe touchscreen can reset. But they got a long ways to go now, although maybe not as long as on a map mode like tower control ship shape. But, you know, so far this game has been a little bit of a wash here, and they're really going to have to turn things around.
We see that Booyah Bomb coming out from the sticker stamper. They managed to throw it out, but not before they do end up going down. Now we see that bubble in the back pocket of touchscreen being deployed right up on that little elbow area, which is honestly a pretty good spot for it. The Sippies are out, but 2 members of touchscreen are down, and it's looking like that E-Leader's last stand is right over by that tower. I did hear that E-Leader maybe get like a slight like side hit onto somebody. I'm not sure if I was like making that up or not, but we do see the C-Leader's Kraken coming out and just causing havoc in the backlines, where it's exactly where you want to be. Now Sun Eater is in control of the zone in the leader fight. Woof. Get chased all the way back to your home and you're hiding behind a pillow and you get picked in the leader fight. That's unfortunate. That's gotta not feel great. But yeah, you know, they're already back at 19. Although, oh my goodness, was that a triple all from the sticker Splatana for all the sticker stamper? I didn't even completely catch it. But touchscreen is able to stop that push, at least for now, or at least slow it down a little bit. That's going out from Sun Eater, and we're going to see if they can reset things a little bit here, but they still have 2 down. That bubbler is going to come out a little bit defensively, maybe not exactly what you want at the moment, and honestly pushing up quite far and then jumping right out and maybe quickly. You know, that tactical jump is coming in effectively. But you know, the tower, even with all that, the tower is still on touchscreen side of the map. Yeah, no, they're just really hogging that tower. We see that roller go down. I feel like I've been seeing that C-Leader get some really, really good use out of Kraken this entire game. Like, I know, like, the whole, like, Kraken cheese is dead thing is, like, kind of something that's been played over and over again, like, when it comes to tower control, but they're not, they ain't using this Kraken Kraken to cheese. They're using this Kraken to kill, and they are doing a really good job of killing with that Kraken. And I think we might see it come out here in a second, though, because we do have it in that back pocket alongside the Custom Blaster as well, having that special. And like I said, that Kraken comes out and is just chasing that roller all the way out of their base area. And it's looking like they maybe have not found that roller quite yet, because I see it sharking right underneath that corridor area. Touchscreen's kind of in a good position here to keep the ball rolling if they manage to get a couple really nice picks onto Sun Eater.
Exactly. I was going to say they are at first check, but unfortunately the only person they had sitting on that tower was the E-leader, who is going to get picked off once again, and that's going to be the end of that push. So you really got it. That it speaks to needing to be able to get back on the objective there, because that pick really was unfortunate and just completely stopped them in their tracks. So Touchscreen not even able to get through first check there, able to get a trade, but things are just not that. Sun Eater just, it feels like a very much like positioning wise and fight wise and stuff. Sun Eater's just been a little bit on top for these games here. So it's really, simple explanation, but has just been the difficulty for Touchscreen here. But it does look like they might be able to get through this checkpoint, and things are probably going to have to go through overtime. But I don't know who that was, but 2 down on the side of Touchscreen, and the push is going to end once again.
Yeah, no, and with 10 seconds left on the clock and Touchscreen going 3 down in the moment, and Quito just cleaning up with that blaster. It is not looking good for Touchscreen now, as we see a wipeout, which was honestly kind of unnecessary, guys.
They were already dead.
He's already dead. Sun Eater takes the set in a decisive sweep, which means they are going to be going into our finals against Doom Desire, who had won their set against our second seed Body of Work 3-2. So kind of a little reverse sweep going on for Doom Desire, which I'm really kind of happy about.
No, absolutely good for them. And it would be, what were they, 3rd seed, right? So that's yeah. Who's our 2nd seed?
Body of Work.
Body of Work. Okay. Excuse me. Oh, and that makes sense considering how close that set has been. But that's going to give us our finals, which is a very exciting. Those are some great Kraken plays that last game, especially, that I feel like we don't get treated to quite as often as we do with other specials.
No, absolutely. Was anybody going to tell us that Kraken is a distraction special and not a killing special? Do you think they got the memo?
I don't think so. I think they're gonna need to get updated on that one, because I wouldn't have known. If I had never seen Kraken before, I definitely wouldn't have told you that.
Yeah, no, they were definitely playing Kraken super aggro, which I love. I love to see. I like it when people play Kraken aggro, because you don't expect the Kraken to be aggro. You expect it to be protecting the Rainmaker, doing some clam cheese, holding the zone properly. You're not that's kind of crazy, just going straight for the kill in Kraken, which I feel I've got a lot of thoughts about Sea Leader, and I really don't like that they gave Sea Leader Kraken. But if you're going to be a Sea Leader and using Kraken Royale, then that is the best way to use it, is a close-up I'm going to kill you special, Which I feel speaks to some skill when you have somebody playing a backline weapon, because that speaks to versatility, because you're switching from I'm going to sit 1 football field away from you and pick you off like little ants that I see, and right into diving headfirst into the action and just completely wrecking shop. But that was good plays on display there, and excited to see how that looks for our game of Sun Eater versus Doom Desire here. And we're going to be starting on Zones, Barnacle, and Dime, which I love. I'm a Zones Barnacle head, I must say. Yeah, Barnacle Zones followed by Inkblot Tower and Umami Clams to give us a little switch up from the Umami Zones that we have earlier. Are going to be the 3 games that we are at least going to be playing here. And if we do manage to get it to it, Tower Undertow and Ship Shape Zones ahead on game 4 and 5, which are two really interesting maps that I hope we're going to be seeing here, because we've got two really good teams coming up for you guys that are going to be fighting to the death. One of these teams will be crowned the victor of SOS 226. So
Indeed.
I'm excited to see which one of these teams is going to be doing what. I'm excited to see what Sun Eater's going to be running back. I want to see that Kraken come back, like especially on Inkblot Tower. I want to see well, we're probably going to see the Nautilus back from Swag, but I kind of want to see how 49er is going to be all up in Sun Eater's business with the just insane skirmishing brush that they tend to play. And
that was the brush.
I'm just really excited. I'm just really excited. Two really good teams.
I'm always excited to be here. It's always a dang pleasure. Aren't we all just so lucky to have this, everybody? Shout out to everybody at IPL and what have you. But yeah, so I was trying to think for a second about what you're gonna have to forgive me. I'm so bad with remembering comps and everything. But yes, Doom Desire with the not brush, etc., slosher, etc., all that stuff comp. I do think that will be an interesting pairing, also with the kind of play that that Sun Eater was providing there, and on a map like Barnacle Zones, with all the, I don't know, it's a very open map, and with when you have the Eliators and the pencils and the what have you, and the Zipcaster from Octobrush or whatever. I think it's the kind of map where those kinds of weapons can really shine. So, good one in store, most likely.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'm really excited to see, if we're potentially going to see, the redo of, just, the vanilla Nautilus on this map, specifically because I feel like Inkstorm could be really good with, like you said, how wide open Barnacle zones are. I don't think that you can one-hit cap the zone with triple splashdown. I personally haven't tried, but that's because I use my triple splashdown to kill as opposed to cheese. As one
I use my triple splashdown in a dignified manner.
Who has time for cheese when I'm playing a Gold Nautilus Slayer on the front lines, like some sort of Greek?
I have no time for this drivel.
Listen, I feel like giving Nautilus triple splashdown and suction bombs was such a good kit for the second kit, but I wish they would have given Nautilus a third kit. And hear me out on this. Burst bomb and crab tank.
You may be evil. You may have a deep evil residing within you, Carney, but you know what? I respect that. I respect that big time.
Just a little guy.
It sounds really fun. That sounds like a great. I can only imagine that.
Imagine the combos, bro.
I can only imagine the combo carnage that you would see with that.
Although Carnies,
we should hit him.
True.
We should hit up Nagami and tell them, hey, yo, I got an idea for 4. Anyway, so we're getting into our first game of our finals here with Doom Desire versus Sun Eater. Ready, go.
Ooh.
Let's see what we got.
Pretty good comp switches. We see Assist going for that vanilla leader, and Kito going back onto that Wiper here. We do have the Inkling Tri-Stringer from Doom Desire coming out alongside that Gold Nautilus from Swag. So we're going to be seeing a lot of Nautilus carnage, which I'm excited about. And I feel like those super chumps are going to be super helpful here on Barnacle Dime.
Yeah, for sure. And that's already, you know what? I think that they just proved you right, because that felt like a very decisive zone flip there. With nice pick from Assist there, but that zone flip going to be assisted by that super chumps, able to give Doom Desire the space in order to move in and secure some more picks so that they can flip the zone in their favor. But now we're going to see some Sun Eater see if they can make something happen, but already 3 down on their side, Carney.
Yeah, no, I feel like are just getting stuck in the classic Barnacle and Dime death pit loop here, because we see that Doom Desire is just holding that zone for dear life, 31-81, and still counting. That triple splashdown does end up going down, not killing anyone in its wake, and we're down to the teens now, as Doom Desire still in control of the zone, but 2 down as Sun Eater moves forward, going to try and paint the zone in that glorious shade of yellow, but they are 2 down as well, not before they managed to flip zone in their favor. 6-81 now, 72 penalty points on Doom Desire. All Doom Desire has to do is just make sure that the leak stops before Sun Eater can get towards that lead swap area. We see Bubbles gets a really solid pick on
That was clean. That was beautiful.
Yeah, that was just classic stringer pick, honestly.
That felt like the Splatoon equivalent of watching a nothing but net, like basketball. But anyway, so that zone is going to go back to Doom Desire here, and they're going to see if they can lock things down a little bit. And 2 down for Sun Eater, and only the end zap is going to be up, which means that cooler is going to be ready. So hopefully for Sun Eater, they might be able to come in swinging a little bit here with that cooler, but they don't have any other specials to support them too much at the moment. So that's going to make entry difficult, especially on a map like Barnacle and Dime. And just as I say that, yes, 3 are down on Sun Eater, and those penalty points are already up, Carney, are already almost up. Anyway.
Yeah, no, that counter sippy from Doom Desire, I feel like really sealed the deal. And again, Bubbles with the insane pick onto that stamp. Doom Desire sweeps and KOs Sun Eater in that first game with a decisive victory on their side. The painting was definitely in their favor, as well as the picks, dude. Bubbles, MVP of the game with so many of those just like insane bow picks, like pop off.
I love it when bow players make it look like they're hardly even awake when they get picks. they just, they're looking one way, and then you'll see them kind of casually aim in another direction, be like, and just take somebody out.
Shout out Wings specifically, my favorite bow player.
And Bernie mine. But that's going to be game 1, going to Doom Desire, our 3rd seed against the number 1 seed Sun Eater there for
kind
game
of an
1.
Upset.
Yeah, which is exciting. You always love to see it, but we are going towards what may be the most white bread and butter of all Splatoon map modes, which is Tower Control, Inkblot, Art Academy. But you know what? There's a reason for that, and I think this should again be a fun one. I think both teams showed some good. I don't know. This is a good matchup, I feel like.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you here. I'm wondering maybe if Bubbles is going to switch from the Inkling bow here, because I don't particularly see
it's a little tougher with
Super
Tower,
Chumps working for Tower Control. Yeah, like maybe we'll be sticking to bow, but like, oh god, I don't know bow kits all that well.
Yeah, I can't lie. I'm not
there,
the
is
base
there a bow with it?
Base bow with whale.
Base bow has whale?
Wait, am I stupid? I'm so sorry.
I don't know. Do they?
Nobody air me out. There is a bow with whale though.
That's creepy.
Okay. All right.
Oh.
Heavy. Okay. And that's going to be once again not the normal pencil.
No, we're going with the red pencil here, as we can see that the sippies are going to be provided by the Tri-Nouveau on both sides, in fact. And Bubbles rocking up with the wall storm combo here, and 49er gets a really good pick onto Ace, I believe. They're moving forward. Titan alongside gets a good pick onto Quito, and it seems like Doom Desire is going to be starting that push here any second now with 3 down on Sun Eater. It's looking pretty good.
Oh my goodness, man! Titan is hungry for blood with this first game, and you know what? Taking great advantage of the different points, the different ledge points on Inkblot here, which are very advantageous, of course, for buckets. But that is already going to be checkpoint 1 going over to Doom Desire, and Sun Eater. Sun Eater's a lot more on the back foot here for both of these games than I was expecting.
Yeah, no, it's really seeming like they've kind of gotten an upset going on their side here. Doom Desire already at checkpoint 2, looking like they're gonna just keep it schmoving here. Like you said, Titan is just doing a super solid job of keeping the rest of Sun Eater like down, because we do see them go down into a trade here, but 3 down on Doom Desire now. I just heard Flow Aura activate. I don't even know who it activated on.
I think it might have been on whoever died.
Still alive.
Yeah, I think it might have been whoever got splatted there, but 49er is unfortunately going to be put into a rocket. That looked like that should have been a direct, but you know, whatever. You know, that's also what a lot of people have been saying about recent game announcements, but you know, that's neither here nor there. So that is going to be 2 down on the side of Doom Desire. And Sun Eater is going to try and make their first push happen here. Wow, talk about Moxie from Ace going right up onto Plat, just seemingly trying to be a little bit of an annoyance to buy their teammates some time there to get through that first checkpoint. And you know what? Pretty effective at doing that. Kind of turned a lot of heads there. But that is going to be first check, and Sun Eater is close to those points that Doom Designer had, Carney.
Yeah, no, with assists being prevented from popping onto that tower by the Ink Storm here, we see that Ace does a really solid job of taking Bubbles out and does end up activating that flow aura now. We can see Sun Eater is back on track now, moving that tower just easy peasy past that lead. We're looking like it's gonna possibly hit onto that third check here. Is 3 down on Doom Desire. We're going onto that third check. The bubble has been popped. It is on the tower, and Quito here is helping with those jumps move forward. That tower is just inching closer and closer to that goal, and another wipeout means that Sun Eater takes the game and ties the set.
It felt like Doom Desire just kind of fell apart there a little bit. It felt like they lost their cool somewhat. I don't know, because the fights that were being taken in that last push felt a lot less like, I'm not trying to air anyone out, but a lot less advantageous and like smartly taken than they were earlier in the game, because you could see like Titan there at the end, like just kind of going for it with like, and of course, you know, it's a rush there at the very end, but things definitely got very desperate for Doom Desire at the end there. Of course, it can be difficult in that situation. Sometimes you only have the choice to just run in and go, but even before that last even before the knockout, you know, it felt like Sun Eater either Sun Eater woke up or Doom Desire fell asleep.
So I have an update on our bow kits from our beloved Grace here. V-Stringer has Mist and Whale. Inkline has Sprinkler and Chumps. And the newer one, the Bulbs Stringer, has Angle Shooter and Inkjet, which is interesting.
What were they going for with that?
I don't really see a lot of people running things with Angle Shooter nowadays, like even after the numerous buffs that Angle Shooter has received.
Yeah,
Laser
that was
tag is falling off.
Yeah, Splatoon devs like doing their very best to gas up their new son, the angle marker back from 2022, and it just wasn't happening, unfortunately. But you know, I respect the effort. Excuse me, but we are going to be going on to Clam Zumami here, and you know, what is it with Clam Blitz maps and getting the desert themes? Because we have this and Scorch, and something about it. I guess it's just fated to be, but I am a fan of Clam's Umami because I think Clam's Umami also has the trait that I was talking about earlier of just it has what you want in a good Clams map, which is those punishing points for the defending team to punish pushes that aren't quite ready yet, and we'll see if that comes into play here. But we are getting into this game, and that is going to be both a not and a heavy coming out on the side of Doom Desire.
Bubble switching from the pen to the heavy. I can definitely see where they're going to be going with this one. Keeping those sippies on that Trinavo means that the Nautilus has full range to kill as it pleases. Quito does end up going down here. 2 down now on Sun Eater as Doom Desire is just getting all of those clams just right into their hands here. Looking like they're going to try and go for a push here, but they don't have a power clam built yet. But I feel like 49er is going to take take care of that real quick here, considering that they are the brush player now. Swag moving forward. They have that triple strike, that triple splashdown in their back pocket. Does end up using it maybe a little prematurely here, because I feel like Doom Desire's push is kind of fallen apart here unless they can get a clam now.
You know what? Yeah, they have been. I think they've been taking good fights together and really bouncing off of each other in order to get picks. But in the midst of all that, they haven't really been able to build up the economy that they want. And now already, that is going to be a nice take from the Octobrush. But yeah, weren't quite able to capitalize. Still holding down mid a little bit here, but they were able to get those fights, but not quite the clams, although they do finally have a power clam ready, and it looks like they might be ready to make something happen here. Yes, indeed. That is going to be the first barrier break-in, although going to be taken down by that stamp, and now they're not quite able to make that push happen.
A push is a push either way, but with Sun Eater's 2 power clams juggling back and forth between players now and Sippy's active, it's looking like it's kind of dangerous for Doom Desire to have such short of a push. Now we can see Assist does get a really solid pick onto Bubbles. We're going to be moving forward here. Sun Eater gets 2 down on Doom Desire, moves forward, just
I see something happening here.
trying to maybe toss that clam into that basket, gets both those power clams in and then some here. We see with Quito throwing that stamp, moving forward, gets a really nice pick onto Swag, as well as that trying to vote on Titan, and the clams just keep coming.
They were ready with those specials at the exact moment that they needed them, because even with that stamp, right, like it didn't, oh my goodness, they're already down to 10 with another power clam, and it looks like, is that somebody jumping in with another? Okay, no. But so yes, they are going to be able to get what looks like almost a knockout, just bare. Okay, yes, all right. I couldn't even follow. I wasn't sure who was alive and who wasn't there, but that is going to be a knockout from Sun Eater. Carney, there was, Doom Desire doing well at first with that, but Sun Eater, I feel like that first game really made something snap within them. I don't know.
True. No. Okay, hold on. Let's roll it back here. Thank you, Justin, for the replay. Let's take a look here. We see
Thank you, Justin.
Assist pops behind. We see No Name going in with the trying to vote, and Ace from the dome rolls in to grab that last clam and get the knockout.
Yeah, they were there. They were very mindful about their positioning, like as a team there, and it paid off in dividends. They very much able to combine their efforts coming from different angles and able to finish fights for each other at just enough in order to be able to lock that away. And you know what? That's got to feel good, because sitting at 1 point remaining on Clan Blitz might be a fate that I wouldn't wish upon my worst enemy.
Absolutely. And speaking of points, taking a look here, Sun Eater is at match point here. If they do end up winning this tower control undertow game, they are going to be crowned our SOS champions for this week. So Doom Desire has got to get it together if they want the crown to go to them instead, and knock a peg off of Sun Eater, honestly. And I feel like if any map mode is a map mode for an upset, Undertow Tower has got to be the one. I know I've said in the past that tower control is a really slow mode to work around, because you have to work around the objective. But I feel like Undertow is just one of those tower control maps like Ship Shape, where you just kind of blink and you're already at the goal.
Yes. Oh my goodness, don't even get me started. But you know what is getting started? It's going to be this game, and we are going into what might be our last game of Swimmer Sync, and we are starting with overall pretty similar looking, although we are going to see Bubbles switching back over to that pencil. Yeah,
and with the absolute best possible jams playing in the background for this match. shout out to Nintendo for adding a Squid Ska band into Splatoon 3. Really doing the whole world like a miracle here. We see Ace here just rocking up onto that right side, popping that whale, just absolutely schmoving forward, just trying to get rid of the rest of Doom Desire that's all bunched up over there, but does end up going down. Titan just barely making it out of that 52 gals path alive. Now we do see a really solid trade onto Quito here, but Sun Eater has control of the tower, and it's looking like they're gonna start moving it towards that first checkpoint.
Yeah, Doom Desire kind of scrambling like to get a handle on things here. Although, yeah, no, it's crazy. But that is going to be 49er with a Zipcaster, not quite able to make anything happen with it though. And those specials are really keeping the rest of Doom Desire pushed back. Carney, it feels like Sun Eater is just ready to lock this one away. They're ready to be done here. They're like, all right, we've messed around enough. Sorry, that's going to be. Hello.
I'm sorry, I just saw swag from it.
That was a
intimidating gold Nautilus.
That was a he's right behind me, isn't he? Good type moment there. So Doom Desire is going to be able to get a wipe out there and shut that push down, and Titan going to be doing what Titan does, being very aggressive here, powered up by that tactical or pushing up against that ledge. And they do have 3 specials ready for Doom Desire. So this could absolutely be their shot here, but they're going to have to play it careful because so far their pushes have been getting shut down. They've been getting caught out in different places and not able to capitalize on things together. So if they can do that here, that'll turn things around.
Absolutely. Now they're already looking to be past that second checkpoint now. Moving forward onto that third checkpoint. I'm pointing directly at the first checkpoint on this match, and it's like, what does he even do? It's the first checkpoint.
Although it looks like they are already going to flip that lead. And that very nice. All right, so barely able to get that lead out and just push Sun Eater back a little bit with that triple splashdown. So now we're looking at a lead of 7 points for Doom Desire, although we've seen how fast this map mode can go, and we have 2.5 minutes left in this game. Things could absolutely switch back here, although there are still 2 down for Sun Eater, so it's possible that Doom Desire could lock down mid a little bit here to try and keep the pressure on, but we're going to see if they can manage to achieve that here.
Yeah, all they have to do now is just defend with their life or just get more points onto that board. 2 minutes left in the match now. It seems like Sun Eater does end up going 2 down, 3 down here. As No Name seems like they had a little bit of a
No Name, No Ping, there. It seems.
No
or
name,
whatever
no
that was.
ping. Absolutely. 2 down now on Doom Desire, but they're just right back up into it here. No Name and Titan do end up taking each other down now as Bubbles moving forward with that Snipe Rider, just doing a really good job of holding that little back area here. Ace looking like they're going to try and maybe pull something on that left side, but with the specials coming out from Doom Desire, the Ink Storm, as well as the Whale from Ace, it's just looking like kind of a stalemate in mid, honestly.
You know what? I know you said a minute ago that all they really have to do is defend, but honestly, when it comes to Undertow Tower, if I'm Doom Desire, I would be trying to keep the pressure on as much as possible, because I do not want Sun Eater to win one team fight and get all their specials ready and be able to take that lead right back from me here. But it looks like, it's still kind of just skirmishing and stuff happening, and then that Whale is going to take out Titan, and the thing that I feared may be happening with Sun Eater being very pushed up ahead and having specials ready and able to get already very close to those points that they were at before.
And although the bubble is just kind of the icing on the cake here, and it's looking like they've got to try and get them off for as long as possible. There's just a fight on the tower, and they managed to keep Sun Eater away. 2 down on either side now, but 3 down on Doom Desire. Doom Desire still in a lead. It's a 2-point lead differential now. Titan getting a double, keeping the rest of Sun Eater out of there. Keito has to jump onto that tower, and with Bubbles and 49er just in that vicinity, 15 seconds left on the clock. Doom Desire has it in the bag. They just have to keep the defense going.
This one's going to come down to overtime, but if Keito can stay alive here and put that bubbler in, that's going to be very advantageous over for Sun Eater while they try to stay alive here. Although that triple splashdown is going to come down, and that is not going to care about the bubbler at all. And Doom Desire is able to lock down another game and take this to a game 5.
I gotta be reeling if I'm Doom Desire right now. 2-point lead differential, taking a second game off of our resident SOS champs, the Sun Eater, moving forward into the game 5 of Great White Finals here. What an incredible last minute of the match. We see the two teams just fighting for their life here on that tower. I thought Doom Desire was doomed here, but they managed to lock in and just tap that tower before Sun Eater could get even a grip on it.
Absolutely. And let me tell you, and you know what, Carney? your favorite weapon got to be the hero of that game with with the triple splashdown coming out. That was a truly beautiful heroic moment for any gold knot enjoyers. So congrats to you, Carney, and everyone else.
I'm telling you, people should start playing Nautilus like a frontline. It works. I promise.
I absolutely
promise it works. They gave Nautilus a kit that says, hey, go be a frontliner. You have Suction Bomb and Triple Splashdown, which the Suction Bomb brought onto tower control. It's peak, I'm afraid.
No, yeah, absolutely. No, I'm with you, and I support you and your dreams, Carney. Don't worry.
Thank you. I'm really good at killing with my gold Nautilus.
It sounds like I'm being sarcastic, but I'm sure you are. All right. All that said, we are already going to be going to our final game of the set here, determining our winners for Swimmer Sync 226 on Splat Zones. Ship-Shape Cargo Co. Let's get into it.
Ship-Shape Cargo Co. More like Ship-Shape Cargo. Let's go! As both of these moving into that zone. And Ship-Shape Zones, I feel like, is a really interesting zone shape that you don't really see anywhere else because of the little overhangs, which is, it's kind of like a miniature hammerhead zones in a sense, but it's not horrible. We see
Takes me back to the reef.
Takes me back to the reef. 2 down now on Doom Desire. Sun Eater is in control of the zone. We do see that they're going to be switching back to that Inkling bow, so we're going to be seeing the Super Chumps active on Doom Desire. Keto going in, not playing around with that stamp, does get a really nice pick onto Titan, looking for swag as well, just chasing them down, does end up getting a pick, and Sun Eater is not letting Doom Desire take that crown from them so easily.
Yes, absolutely, they are fiending for it. Although I gotta say, with the Super Chumps on a map mode like this, I have to wonder if they're as effective on the zone with those overhangs and stuff as they would be on other maps, but you know, we're going to see what ends up happening in regards to that. But those points are already at 18, and it looks like Sun Eater is ready to lock this away. But as I say that, they have 3 down, and the Zipcaster is going to come out, barely get shut down, but still, Doom Desire manages to flip the zone back over, and they are able to retake it and put a hefty 72 penalty points over on Sun Eater.
Yeah, Bubbles moving forward. They have the chumps ready in the back pocket at any given second, just parking it right on that bridge area, popping those super chumps towards that spawn. Now Doom Desire 66 points remaining until they are able to KO this. And with that Wavebreaker coming out, it's looking like Doom Desire kind of spread out a little bit here, but Sun Eater moving forward onto that left side, looking to get a pick onto Bubbles. That whale is going to be coming out. 2 down on Doom Desire now as we have to move back. They have got to get out of there. Sun Eater taking control of the zone now as Doom Desire has to recuperate over at that spawn area, which can be very dangerous, especially on this map mode. They've got to get back into that zone and retake it as soon as possible.
Absolutely, and more good coordination from Sun Eater coming out as they descend like a pack of wild wolves on Bubbles and pushing them out of position there as they retake the zone. But those penalty points are already ticking down to 25, and they don't have much further to go after that. So Doom Desire is going to quickly have to make something happen here, but they do have 2 go down, and those penalty points are already looking low, and it looks like this one might get locked away by Sun Eater, Carney.
But that Booyah Bomb is going to be a Booyah Bomb. Was that a Booyah Bomb? Does somebody have a Booyah Bomb? Triple Splashdown. I was like, I don't think anybody's got a Booyah Bomb. Wait a minute. Doom Desire does end up flipping the zone back in their favor, giving them a little bit of a grace period. 54 ticks of penalty back on a Sun Eater, but Sun Eater is still in control of that zone. We do see those super chumps going down, but like you said, not so effective because the zone is not wide open, but Doom Desire does not care. They get that zone squared away yet again, and it is just still an absolute bloodbath in mid here. Doom Desire looking to try and neutralize that zone or maybe get it in their favor. Titan does get a really nice pick onto Ace now. 2 down on Sun Eater as we're looking like they're gonna try and maybe get it back into control, but it's just absolute fight in mid. It's just
Titan is in a good
zone.
position here though. Let's see.
True.
So although gets forced out of it by that suction bomb, and that is going to be so unfortunate. Luckily, able to be saved by the quick super jump from the cooler there. But that timer is already ticking down and about to get down past those penalty points, and they're going to have to make something immediately. We're back exactly where we were a second ago, and it looks like they are going to be able to get that knockout. And your winners for Swimmer Sync 226 are going to be Sun Eater.
Sun Eater taking Doom Desire in the last game of the set here. We managed to go all the way to a game 5, and unfortunately for Doom Desire, Sun Eater takes the cake here. But getting as many games as they did off of Sun Eater, Doom Desire, y'all gotta be feeling good coming in second against them.
I see it in them. I see it in them. The next Swimmer Sync, like, keep your eye out. Like that was very close. You know, at the end, it felt like on the whole across the match, Sun Eater was able to keep things locked down a little bit more than Doom Desire, at least in that game for the most part. Like once the zone flipped back to Sun Eater, they did a very good job for the most part anyway. Like there was that initial push, and then Doom Desire took it back, and then Sun Eater took it back again. After that, Doom Desire really was not able to get a good hold. It felt like Sun Eater was very set up and ready to watch for all the angles that Doom Desire was coming in from, and able to, even when the zone flipped back, you know, they were watching their positioning, were able to play it cool, and weren't caught out so much that they didn't lose their overall positioning on the map. And I feel like that really was what let them take that last game away.
Yeah, no, I 100% agree with you. But like you said, Doom Desire, you were so close to clinching that victory for your team. Just keep coming back and just keep pushing, and you will be able to get first place eventually. I totally believe in you. Shout out to our top 3 for Great White, Sun Eater, Doom Desire, and Body of Work is snagging that 3rd place match from Touchscreen here. Really super solid games all around, but with that, unfortunately, it is time for us and for the rest of our teams to go the heck to sleep. Congratulations to Sun Eater, and thank you everyone for playing Swim or Sink this week. I want to give a huge shout out to our streamer, Justin, on behind the camera, behind the spec cam. You're doing great as always, bud. Shouting out to Grace for helping coordinate this week, and everybody over at IPL. Shout out to you guys. We couldn't have made it here without y'all. My name is Carney. You can find me at carnivai.bsky.social or over here on IPL or Splatoon for tourney when Ludi is running. Keep an eye out for me. I might be doing some stuff in the future. Nax, where can we find you?
Yes, you can find me on Blue Sky at naxethan.bluesky.social. You can also find me on Twitch at naxethan for when I do stream, and you'll definitely see me around for more IPL and other streams in the future, so keep an eye out. But it has been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone. Good night, tri-state area. And we'll see y'all around. Have a good night.